These are creepy TikToks that'll make you rethink your whole reality.
This is a photo taken on the day of the Columbine High School massacre. This guy's name is William Sanders, and in this photo he is shown guiding more than 100 students that were in the cafeteria to safety. He later lost his life during that same exact massacre.
This man is in the middle of the ocean at night when he suddenly sees two sirens swimming next to the boat, and they start saying, "Jump in for me." This is so terrifying, and just watch.
We got another one over here? What are those? I hear. Where's she at?
No one can convince me that this game was not rigged. I am telling you right now, from the second these two started dating, this is the exact picture the NFL wanted.
I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president. I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation. It's totally out.
How bad is your memory? And can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad I let you speak. That's
your memory has gotten worse, Mr. President?
My memory is not good. My memory is fine.
Many American people have been watching, and they have expressed concerns about your age.
That is your judgment. That is your judgment.
Hello, my friends. I'm back. It's another video you already know. Today I got a very interesting compilation for you guys. If you didn't know, the Super Bowl was yesterday. I got some Super Bowl TikToks towards the end of this video, and I was like, maybe they're not lying. I got one with Joe Biden. Got a couple for you guys. So watch to the end of this video. Make sure you stick around, like, subscribe. If you guys like the chain, check the link down in the description. 99% of them are free right now, so you guys can get you some free chains. I'm also supporting one of my friend's clothing brands right now. It's called Absent Eclipse. It should be right below the Chew Chains link. If you guys like the shirt, check the link down in the description. My homie's helping me start my own clothing brand, so I gotta give him a shout out. I think his clothes are pretty dope. It fits really comfortably, really good material. You see, longer sleeves. If you guys like the shirt, also check the link down in the description. Go help a friend out, and he's helping me start my own clothing brand for you guys. So remember to check the link for the chain and the shirt if you guys mess with it.
I want to talk about this picture. Now, the photo was taken by a man named Kevin Ramos as he was solo exploring an abandoned Georgia penitentiary. He actually didn't even realize that there was something wrong with the photo in the moment. It wasn't until he looked at it, and probably the longer you do, that you're gonna realize there's something off with the background. Before we dive in, thank you again to everybody who is listening to Creep Time, the podcast. If you want to check it out, the link is in the bio to listen on Spotify or Apple. In the background of the photo close to the door, it's really hard to see. Kevin himself actually had a difficult time finding this, but you can look to the window and you would see there is the face of someone in there. It really wasn't until he zoomed in on the photo when he realized that while he was in there, he was not alone. He tried to enhance the picture himself to see what he could find, and this was the result.
Hey man, it's one of those things where you just gotta be careful. Even when you're exploring abandoned places, sometimes in my opinion, homeless people can be in those abandoned places. So it gets kind of hard to just be like, okay, I'm just gonna walk around and not expect to see anyone, because you never know. Someone just like you could be exploring that same abandoned place. That's why you gotta be careful.
This is reason number one as to why you should always be very careful when inviting anyone into your home, even family. So for those of you guys who follow me on here, you already know that my father and I don't have the best relationship. Recently I found out that he had a baby, so I reached out. We ended up reuniting. I met the baby and decided to invite them over to my house for dinner. Mind you, my home is extremely protected, so if anybody comes in with any type of negativity around them, they're not gonna feel well. So he comes over. The minute he walks in, he starts to become ill. He said he felt like he was gonna faint, that he didn't know what was going on. They ended up cutting their visit short and practically rushed out of the door. I didn't think much of it and just decided to go on with my day. The next day, which was on Sunday, I woke up in the worst possible mood. I couldn't understand why I was in such a bad mood. I had absolutely no reason to feel so angry, but something was just really bothering me. I decided to take the kids to go watch the new Spider-Man to kind of get my mind off of it. Once I left the house, I realized that I no longer felt like that anger. Like, it was gone and I felt fine. But the minute we went back home, I started to feel angry again. Decided to ignore it. I don't know why I keep ignoring things. Decided to ignore it, went about my day. That Monday I wake up, when I go downstairs, I notice that the house is dark. Like, there's this darkness around the house. My house is extremely light. My shades are always open. I don't like darkness. But again, busy with work, I kind of just get ready and go about my day. When I get home later on that day, the house has this weird, like, rotting smell. My kids can't smell it, but I can smell it, and it's bothering me. So I go around cleaning the house. I'm like bleaching, I'm scrubbing, I'm mopping. I'm like, where's that smell coming from? I even like deep clean the trash can, like in the inside, thinking maybe something spilled in there. I couldn't get the smell from like out of my nose. That night I go to bed and I end up waking up at exactly 3 a.m. So I'm like, fun, this is fun. I'm like getting chills even thinking about it. My mouth is so freaking dry. I go downstairs to get something to drink. When I go downstairs, I notice that the basement door is open. I never leave that door open. So I shut it, grabbed the water, and went back to my room. The minute I lay down, I'm paralyzed. This thing paralyzes me, and it shows itself. I'm like fighting back again. I'm not afraid of any of this stuff because I've been dealing with this stuff my whole life. So I'm pretty much laughing at it, telling it that it has no power, it needs to leave. I start to pray, and it's continuing to like hold me down. At one point, I'm able to break free and I like overpower this thing. I have one of those Stanley cups, the dupe, not the real one. I'm not spending $40 on a cup. Next to my nightstand, and I started to hit it in the head with it. Once I did this, it went away. I say my prayers and go to sleep. I wake up at about 6 a.m. and decide to go downstairs to get my coffee. When I go downstairs into the kitchen, I hear what sounds like something like fumbling in the basement, like something's falling over in the basement. And then I look and realize that the basement door is open.
This is proof we aren't alone. Okay, so we all know what sirens are. But if not, sirens are depicted as beautiful women with tails of fish. But they can also be shown as a scary humanoid creature with sharp teeth for tearing apart humans. Sirens are known for luring in sailors with their enchanting songs and then killing them. And in the video I'm about to show you, it shows sirens doing exactly that. This man is in the middle of the ocean at night when he suddenly sees 2 sirens swimming next to the boat, and they start saying, "Jump in for me." This is so terrifying, and just watch.
I got another one over here. What are those? What the fuck's going on? On each side of the boat? What are those trails called? What's something swimming fast underneath that water? Something swimming real fast underneath that water. I hear him. Where's she at? What the f is that noise, bro? What is that noise? Where are you? This is crazy. I heard it. I heard it. I hear it. Oh my God. That's crazy. That's nuts.
I don't know if it was just me, but it sounded like they were just screaming. I do know that sirens do scream, so they're not lying about that part. But in my head, I'm like, yo, realistically, if a siren was supposed to say jump for me, I'd be like, bro, how you know English? Like, you've been living under the ocean your whole life and you know English? How? Probably look at me like, don't judge it, just jump in. I'd be like, hell no, dude, I don't even know you.
This is unexplainable paranormal footage. Late one night, a trucker was driving down a dark highway north of Marietta, Georgia, when suddenly he saw someone, a figure, what looked like a woman, walk out in front of his truck. This was the video his dash cam captured. Take a look. He quickly pulled over, checked his truck, but found no evidence of anyone being there. He even called the sheriff's department and reported the incident, and they informed him that deputies had been called numerous times to that exact spot on the highway. Other drivers had reported seeing the exact same thing, a figure crossing the highway late at night. Every time, deputies would check around the area, but were never able to find anyone.
Yeah, that's grade A spooky.
What are your thoughts?
That's gotta be something. You can't tell me every single person that called the police department was hallucinating. Like, that's got to be something. Either someone playing a prank or some actual entity or spirit or demon or whatever. But whoever that is, if that's a real person, they're playing a pretty dangerous game being on the highway right there. I'm not gonna lie. But if it is a demon, I mean, I don't know what they're trying to do with oncoming cars going like 70, 80 miles per hour. Kind of strange.
Talk about this picture. The thing about this photo is that nobody really knows who's behind this, but what we do have is the backstory because the case file leaked. If you're already looking at the picture, you might be able to spot what's wrong with the photo. But before we dive in, I just wanted to say thank you so much for listening to Creep Time, the podcast, and supporting it. If you haven't listened to it yet and you want to take a listen, the link is in the bio. Listen on Spotify or Apple. The photo is believed to have been taken on the phone of an unnamed victim at a truck stop somewhere in Nevada. It's unconfirmed. It's believed they basically went into the bathroom of this truck stop, heard a noise, took a picture on their phone to send to their friend, partially typed a message, and then they were attacked. They didn't even realize what they caught in the background of the photo. Hidden beneath the sink is the person police believe is responsible for the attack. This person was never found. They've never been able to identify them. And attempts have been made to digitally enhance this photo over the years. They've made it brighter, they've made it sharper. They have never been able to identify who this was.
Men were out late at night when they caught something very disturbing on camera. Something not human was caught crawling in the background. Could this be the cryptid the Rake? Or maybe a skinwalker? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, check me out on YouTube for more scary stuff. Come on, guys. Link in bio.
I mean, if it's something scary like a skinwalker or a rake, I don't think it would run away once they yelled. They were like, oh my god, and then just dipped. If that was a skinwalker or a rake, would have just eliminated all of them. That's what I think. I don't know what it could be though. Could honestly just be a trick if I'm being real. They could just been like, yo, Bradley, just crawl in real quick. Like, you know, they're just like, oh, and then Bradley's, oh. Then everyone's like, oh my god, it's a skinwalker, rake, oh my god.
This story is incredible. A woman named Julie wrote, in 2002, I lived in the San Francisco Bay Area with my husband and 2 toddlers. And I was grieving over the sudden passing of my mother a month before. She'd passed away suddenly at 52 years of age. On an average day, I left my babies at home with my husband to run a quick errand by myself. I drove a block through downtown Hayward to hit up the local grocery store. On my way home, I stopped at a red light wanting to make a left turn. This intersection had all blind corners, so it was difficult to see oncoming cars. My light turned green, I glanced both ways, waited the appropriate second, and then stepped on the gas pedal, but it wouldn't move. I tried again, nothing. The cars behind me began honking. I looked down under my pedals quickly to see if something had possibly rolled under the pedal, but found nothing. I then looked up, and suddenly a huge work truck loaded down with equipment ran his red light at what must have been 50 miles per hour. I was stunned. I quickly pulled myself together, stepped on the gas pedal, and it worked with no hesitation. And then, in that moment, suddenly I smelled my mother's perfume. It was an amazing experience. It seems that Jilly had someone special looking out for her that day. Stories like this always fascinate me. What are your thoughts?
Nah, that is kind of strange, but like, why did it stop working at first and then chose to work again once the truck was coming? Like, why didn't it just work the whole time? If anyone knows anything about cars, let me know about that down in the comments, because that one is either just straight up just a miracle or the car was just malfunctioning and then just chose to work out of nowhere again.
Scariest Places, Part 57. If you scare easily, you might want to keep scrolling. This is the Monte Cristo homestead located in Australia, and it's undoubtedly the most haunted place in the country. This house has a long history of death, misfortune, and possible murder. In 1961, the body of Harold Bewley was found in the bottom of the staircase. It's unknown whether he killed himself, it was an accident, or somebody murdered him. Annie Crawley, no older than 8 years old, died by falling out of a balcony. She didn't die on impact, but she couldn't survive her injuries. And finally, Elizabeth Crawley, the lady of the house, was found dead at the bottom of the staircase. It's said she fell, but she may have been pushed. No one knows. This house is incredibly haunted. People have reported so much paranormal activity in this house, including footsteps, knocking on doors, moving furniture, apparitions, dark energy, few cold spots, and I'm sure there's a lot more. Today it's a hotel, and you can stay a night in this house for yourself.
These are 4 photos taken right before disaster. This is a photo taken on the day of the Columbine High School massacre. This guy's name is William Sanders, and in this photo, he is shown guiding more than 100 students that were in the cafeteria to safety. He later lost his life during that same exact massacre. This is a photo of people on a Uruguayan flight in 1972. Moments after this photo was taken, this plane crashed, which then took the lives of half of the people that were on the plane. The other half that were still alive were forced to eat what remained on the plane, if you catch what I'm saying. So this is a photo that a husband and his wife took at Niagara Falls, and it just looks very like pleasant. But if you look to the left of the screen, there's a lady wearing this red outfit, right? Moments after this photo was taken, that lady would throw and all of the people that were on the bridge watched that happen. And this is a photo that this guy named Dave Haley took of his wife and daughter shortly before their plane took off in Ukraine. This plane was later taken out of the sky by Russian officials, ending the lives of everyone on board.
In my opinion, this is really how you know that time just be moving like this. Like 1 second you take a picture of something normal, then the next second it's just disaster. It's craziest stuff. Someone jumped. Someone did that. Like, you know, it's just crazy, man. I mean, hopefully all those people that did end up passing away in those pictures all rest in peace.
Have you heard of this Netflix documentary called 28 Days Haunted? It's a documentary, 6 episodes, 6 or 7 episodes. 3 teams go to the most haunted places in different states, all at the same time. And they show you actual footage of things happening, things moving around. Like, they went to this room apparently where a lot of people were killed or something like that. They were inside a place with all closed windows. There were no breeze, there was nothing, yeah? And in that big hall, there were a lot of cabinets and drawers. They went in for a few minutes, went out, every single drawer and cabinet was open. Everything was just opened. They had a camera, so they set up the whole place with cameras, right? They can't go with a big camera crew inside. They replayed that part when they were inside. What happened? How did this happen? You see them all opening slowly at the same time. All the drawers coming out, all the doors opening.
Away from the bear, man, and then the log in the middle of the road, dude. You know, at least he escaped safely. It's funny how he had the GoPro on recording the whole thing. I'd be terrified. I'm like, damn, I'm about to really record my own. Good for that dude, though. He got away. I don't know how he got away from the bear on the bike, though, because the bears are fast, man. It can get up to like, what, 40, 50 miles per hour? That's insane, dude. Big.
This is a Joe Biden we have never seen before in public. Not so much defiant as seething. Not so much defensive as enraged. And his target was the special counsel's report that says he suffers from major memory lapses, including about the date of his son's death.
There's even reference that I don't remember when my son died. How in the hell dare he raise that? Frankly, when I was asked the question, I thought to myself, wasn't any of their damn business.
This was less about his mishandling of secret documents, the report showed them carelessly boxed in his garage, than whether he is suffering cognitive decline. And the questions to the president kept coming.
And I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president. I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation. It's
How
totally
bad is your memory, and can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad I let you speak. That's
Your memory has gotten worse, Mr. President?
My memory is not good. My memory is fine.
Many American people have been watching, and they have expressed concerns about your age.
That is your judgment. That is your judgment.
But what turned this address to the nation into a political disaster for the White House was when Biden returned to the microphone to talk about the Middle East, and in a stumbling response misspoke and said the Egyptian leader was from Mexico.
I think that, as you know, initially the president of Mexico, Sisi, did not want to open up the gate.
Robert Hur is the special counsel probing Biden. And perhaps the most devastating line is that Biden won't be charged with crimes because of cognitive issues. Hur concludes, Mr. Biden would likely present himself to a jury, as he did during our interview with him, as a sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory. The problem for the 81-year-old president is now acute, for it follows several days of Biden struggling to find the right words.
There's been a response from the opposition, but
and also mixing up leaders and countries.
And Mitterrand from from France looked at me and said, you know.
Of course, Donald Trump faces a trial over his much wider mishandling of secrets. Many of those classified documents were found by the FBI scattered all across his Florida estate. But last night Trump turned his fire at the prosecutor pursuing him, declaring, deranged Jack Smith and his thugs should immediately drop the totally discredited documents hoax against me. This is scam justice. What is now abundantly clear is both Donald Trump and Joe Biden are both badly wounded. And with 9 months to go before the presidential election.
Yeah, man, I don't even know what to tell you about that one. I mean, I feel like we've kind of, if you're in the United States, of course, I feel like we've seen President Biden in very, very interesting terms. Like, he'll just be standing there just saying the most random, weirdest. Sometimes he won't even be saying words. He'll just say gibberish. You're like, what? What does this kid just say? I mean, I don't know, man. It's just a disaster right now.
No one can convince me that this game was not rigged. I am telling you right now, from the second these two started dating, this is the exact picture the NFL wanted. And I made a video predicting this back in January. I said if the Kansas City Chiefs make it to the AFC Championship, they are going to win the Super Bowl. And exactly what I said would happen, happened. The NFL tonight just set a record for the most watched Super Bowl of all time. Ever since COVID happened, the NFL has been dying. And they were willing to do absolutely anything to get their ratings back. Even if that means rigging a game. You may be asking me, yo Griff, how is it rigged? This guy right here. This guy throughout the entire season didn't miss one kick. Not a single one. If he got that extra point, then the Kansas City Chiefs go down the field, they don't get a field goal, they don't score, they lose. In the biggest kick of this guy's life, he misses. I'm just more pissed off than anything that they can't just let things play out anymore. Every one of these professional sporting events needs to have some sort of external factor influencing the outcome of the game. I honestly might not even watch the NFL next year.
I don't know what this dude is talking about. I mean, I get how it's rigged, but he said that he missed the kick. He never even missed the kick. He never missed a single kick. I watched the whole game. His kick did get blocked though. One of his kicks did get blocked. I guess that's what he was talking about, but that's not a miss. That's a block. In my opinion, I think the San Francisco Niners played amazing. The Chiefs, they played like garbage. And they still won. That says something. If you think the Super Bowl was rigged, put your thoughts down in the comments. Because everyone on my Snapchat was saying it was rigged, so Wouldn't be surprised. Check the chain out down in the description. If you guys also like the shirt, also check that link down in the description. They're both down in the description, so you'll probably end up finding us like one above the other.
Let's take a look at this photo. Captured outside of a small area from Chihuahua, Mexico, it is the only definitive proof we have of the Night Lady. Back in like 2009 to 2010, just outside of the city, it was plagued by something very disturbing. It was this woman. She was witnessed and sketched breaking into windows only at night, where she would take children from their beds. There was only one child who ever survived an abduction when this woman was caught in the bedroom trying to take him from his bed, and she fled through the window. Ultimately, this child was able to give a witness account of the woman. What was learned is that it's believed she climbs on rooftops during the day and then waits until nightfall to crawl through a window. You wake up, and at the foot of your bed, you would find her staring at you with a knife in hand. Despite an extensive investigation, she would never be found, nor were the children, but we do have this. A teenage girl captured this through her ground floor window shortly after midnight of what is believed to be the Night Lady. It is the only photo we might have of.
Yo, what I'm trying to figure out is why is she climbing on roofs? Like, it's really not that deep. The real question is also, what does she do with them children? Like, that's actually kind of scary, man. I would be terrified.
Scariest moments caught on GoPro camera. This 2012 GoPro footage shows a family biking through the South Dakota woods. As the group crosses a small wooden bridge, the cyclist with the GoPro helmet is attacked by a large snake lurking at the side of the path. The cyclist warns the rest of the group to pay attention to the reptile, and without thinking twice, he approaches the snake to record it up close. Perhaps too close.
Yo, I'm hoping to God that no one was hurt from that, because I'm like, bro, you see a snake? Why are you gonna go up to it, bro? Just leave that alone. It's like, you know, I'm gonna just keep going by my day. But if anyone got bit, I would say that's stupid. But if they didn't get bit, I mean, screw it.
The Dark Reflection Ritual. This is a creepy paranormal game that only few are brave enough to risk trying. Disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I don't suggest any of you guys try this, and this video is for entertainment purposes only. It's said that in order to play this game, you'll need a mirror. It can be any mirror, but a handheld one is preferred, a candle, and something to light the candle with, like a match or a lighter. It's said that in order for this ritual to work, you will need to begin after sunset, but no less than 6 hours until sunrise. And it is not suggested that you perform this ritual inside your own house. It's said that the players need to take the mirror, hold it in their hands one by one. It can be any amount of players as well, and stare into the mirror for a few seconds, focusing all of their energy onto any negative energy that might be inside the mirror. And then do a quick and make sure that the mirror is steamed up with their breath. After all players have done this, then it's time to light the candle. It's said that after you light the candle, you will need to hold the mirror over the candle until the glass on the mirror turns black. After a small portion of the mirror has turned black from the candle, then extinguish the candle and break the mirror. It's important that after you do this, you leave the broken mirror where it is and you leave the area entirely. It's said that for the rest of the night until daybreak, bad luck will begin to follow you wherever you go, which is rumored to be in the form of your worst fears coming to life. For example, if you're scared of monsters, you might wake up in the middle of the night and see this sitting at the foot of your bed. Or something like this, wandering through the halls of your home. But after you complete the ritual, the prize will be that of good luck following you for the rest of your life. Would any of you guys risk playing this game for good luck?
You know, I feel like there's a lot of ways to get good luck, but I don't know why we need to play a game that involves some type of demon. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I could just do something charitable, something nice for people, you know, get some good karma going. Definitely don't need to play some haunted game. If you would play that game, put it down in the comments. And if you would, you're funny.
Shocking war facts that school definitely didn't teach you. Part 8. After the Mexican victory at the Alamo, General Santa Anna felt invincible. So much so that he allowed his soldiers to take a midday siesta. And that's when a single rank of the Texan army snuck up and defeated the entire Mexican army in 18 minutes. In 1944, when Queen Elizabeth was 18, she was a driver and automobile engine mechanic in an attempt to support the British war effort. During World War II, Japan built a battleship that was 862 feet long. It was so big, in fact, that when it was launched, it sent a 4-foot tidal wave that flooded Nagasaki. A Viking chief defeated an Italian city by pretending to convert to Christianity and die. Before his fake death, he requested that he be given a Christian burial in the city, so they let him in. Once the funeral procession was in, he popped out of his coffin and attacked the city from inside.
That's that Trojan horse strategy. Y'all ever watch Troy, that movie? Yep, that's pretty much what he did. Honestly, if you ask me, it's a pretty smart strategy. I mean, it definitely wouldn't work in 2023, but back then, 100%.
This is what would happen if we killed all mosquitoes. Okay, so luckily millions of people wouldn't get sick and die each year. And you could enjoy being outside in the summer without any fear of being bitten. And animals would be much safer. Realistically, not many bad things would happen if we killed all the mosquitoes on Earth. I mean, some birds, bats, and frogs eat quite a lot of mosquitoes, but they're not a hugely significant part of other creatures' diets. There are some theories that mosquitoes may help protect the Amazon rainforest. That's because they're so deadly and annoying from people who are trying to cut down the rainforest, and at times the bugs actually prevent them from doing so. Also, keep in mind, there are thousands of different species of mosquitoes, and only 6% of them bite and spread disease. So realistically, this wouldn't affect us at all, but humans would just add another extinct species to their list.
Hey man, benefit or not, death to all mosquitoes, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Mosquitoes are actually the deadliest animal on the planet. If you don't believe it, look it up. But my opinion, bro, I'm not messing with no mosquito, bro. If we can eliminate them, I'm not crying.
Scary things caught on camera. As you can see, this Ring doorbell video just shows a homeowner doing her laundry. But before she even opens the door, she can be seen noticing something terrifying. The audio from the clip makes it clear as to why. A voice can clearly be heard. Though, worried that someone might be lurking around her property, this horrified woman ended up calling the police.
I didn't see anybody out and about.
The police found nothing. To this day, it is not known what that voice was or where it was coming from.
That is a little bit creepy. For a second I thought it was a lady in the corner that was making that sound, but apparently it wasn't. It's probably a skinwalker. They be saying skinwalkers be sound like people just begging for help, so I don't know.
These are dark web stories that you were never supposed to know, but I'm telling you about them anyways. Oh yeah, viewer discretion is advised. So this is the story known as the human experiment. The dark web holds some of the most gut-wrenching, abnormal things that you have ever seen and will ever see. One of those being human experiments. Basically, it's like this. A bunch of dark web workers on a website claim that they have multiple locations all across the world where people can just go and commit horrific acts on people that they have kidnapped. Now, the website actually has some pretty crazy story descriptions as to what their customers have actually done with things like starvation and even people endlessly. The website even claims that their experiments are strictly done on homeless people, and that is it, and strictly for experimental purposes only. But like that makes this situation any better. In fact, it is even more terrifying that they're out looking for people on the daily.
But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro, that is kind of strange. That's like the Purge. Like in the Purge, they also took homeless people and just eliminated them. That's how it is nowadays, man. Scary world we live in. An eyeball shaped bug, yo, that is kind of crazy. The brain and tinfoil one, I mean, it is what it is, I guess, as long as it's not my brain.
This man was the most cold-hearted killer ever. From 1974 to 1978, Ted Bundy was living a double life. By day, he was a charismatic, outgoing law student. But by night, he was a serial killer. His targets were mainly college girls, and he would usually fake an injury to gain sympathy, and asking them simple favors, like, can you help me take my books back to my car? And once they got near his car, he would knock them unconscious, kidnap them, and then proceed to sexually assault them, and then eventually murdering them. After burying the bodies, it is said that he would go back time to time to have with these corpses. Even though it's said between those 4 years, he killed 30 to 40 women, but nobody really knows the exact number of women he killed. Ted Bundy even said that he killed over 100 women.
Hey man, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's actually pretty easy to fake that. I think I've done something like that before.
Try to imagine being the person to take this picture. September 29th, 2015. That was when Elizabeth Rapp captured this picture on her evening walk home from work. It's not like this was a far walk or anything. I mean, it's a pretty small town and she would normally walk home in the evenings on foot anyway. But on this particular night, something felt very off. It was like every step she took, she could almost hear an echo of her own footsteps, like someone was mimicking them in a distance. But when she arrived at the intersection of West River and Crescent, that was when she saw it. A tall man dressed head to toe in a clown costume who was just staring at her. She was terrified, but she just instinctively kind of had this notion to pull out her phone and just shout, "I'm filming you, I'm gonna call the police on you, you're stalking me." But he didn't do anything. He just stood there and didn't move. She had decided that this was no longer somebody who was just playing a prank. These weren't scare tactics. This was somebody who was really off. In a panic, she bolted, leaving only this picture on her camera roll of the encounter.
I remember the 2016 clowns. I don't know if you guys remember that, but in 2016 there used to be like a clown like epidemic or something. I don't know. Like the whole country was like, beware of the creepy clowns. I don't know, man. It was scary because people actually were getting hurt by those clowns, so gotta be careful, dude. Demonic possession? Oh my goodness. Yo, imagine you get infected with a demon. You can just climb buildings like Spider-Man. Yo. I don't know if that's cool or if that's weird. I don't think I would want to be possessed by anything but myself, so I don't care about the superpowers.
Yo, what's up? Here's some facts that will probably ruin your childhood. Part 2. You guys remember Sleeping Beauty, right? Well, what if I told you that the original story went like this? It was a princess who was while she was sleeping, the guy left, and the only reason she woke up is because she found out she was pregnant with twins, and the guy came back, and they fell in love without her even realizing that she was in her sleep. You guys remember Pee Wee Herman, right? A pretty goofy character. Well, in 1991, the actor that played Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubens, was arrested for indecent exposure at an adult movie theater in public, meaning he probably pulled out his private parts and, well, yeah. You guys remember the Power Rangers, right? Well, how about in particular the Red Power Ranger, played by Ricardo Medina, who actually stabbed his roommate in real life with a sword and killed him. And finally, Peter Pan was written about the author's brother, who was 13 at the time when he died after falling and cracking his skull while ice skating.
Damn, people can really just die and crack their skull like that. Ice skating? That's scary. People always been telling me like, yo, bro, let's go ice skating. I'm like, I mean, I'm down for anything new, so screw it. But I still never did ice skating. Yo, those were some strange things. Like, damn, man. Why does this man expose himself like that? In a movie theater? Like, what? I'm trying to watch a movie, bro.
How to summon Jeff. If you've been following me for a while, I did a bunch of videos about Jeff in the past, but unfortunately I had to delete those videos because, you guys, TikTok is not what it used to be. As you can see, the reason why I'm only calling him Jeff and not his full name is because that word right there that starts with a K is no longer allowed on TikTok. And because of this, I no longer feel welcome on TikTok. I know that you guys love me and I love you guys too, but I no longer feel welcome on this app because I can't post the videos that I want to and I can't post the videos that you guys want to see. I've had to delete videos that were absolute bangers, like my Jeff series got over 20 million views. So I've decided that I'm going to start posting on my YouTube channel almost every day. So if you guys aren't subscribed to me on there, definitely click the link in my bio and go subscribe to me. I plan on doing a bunch of crazy videos, including Jeff and also Smile Dog and a bunch of other creepypastas. And due to this, I've also had to censor the pictures of him. Anyway, how to summon him. There are a few ways posted on the internet that you can summon Jeff. But right now, let's talk about how to summon him using a closet. Like one of these things. Part 2.
Before we watched part 2, she didn't even tell us anything. She was just like, guys, TikTok is messing with my videos. It's true though, I'm not gonna lie, I used to post on TikTok and I still do. And bro, they'll take you down for saying something. Even YouTube now, they'll be like, yeah bro, I'm not gonna lie. You said that K word, I'm not messing with that. Takedown video. And they're just like, bruh, I literally just wasted like a whole year of my life. Yo. Let's see part 2 though.
How to summon Jeff. Part 2. Disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I don't suggest any of you try this. First things first, it has to be dark outside and also dark in whichever room you're going to carry this out in. It's said that the player must go into their closet and close the door behind them, sitting crisscross applesauce on the floor with their back towards the door. Next, it's said that the player must cover their face with both of their hands and shake their head back and forth. While doing this, say, "He's with me," 3 times in a row. After you do this, remove your hands, but keep your eyes closed, and then say aloud 1 time, "Jeff." Then take a deep breath and open your eyes. Jeff will then be summoned to your location. It's said to get rid of him, give him a compliment, and he will go back to where he came from. Again, this video is for entertainment purposes only. And what other creepypastas do you guys want me to do next? Because you know, before I was doing scary stories to tell in the dark, before I was doing any of that, I was known for doing creepypastas.
If I'm being honest, man, I'm not summoning nobody, bro. The only thing I'm summoning is me, myself, and I. Some good luck, some good fortune, and good health. That's what I'm summoning, bro. Not summoning no Jeff. What do I need to summon Jeff for? Come on, bro. Makes me think like, yo, maybe I should get a parasite detox. Hell no. I don't know how to feel about that clip. I mean, hopefully every salmon I've eaten was actually cooked pretty well. If you guys have any thoughts about that, just put it down in the comments.
You are a slave. Let me explain why. We are being controlled in this world.
Pause. That's gotta be racist. What? Yo, he said you are a slave. Bro, what did I do?
Everything we do, every move we make is remotely controlled by these people. Every human is born with the pineal gland. The pineal gland is known as the third eye or the sixth sense. It enhances your spiritual senses. It makes you analyze information faster. It makes you take the right decisions. It makes you sleep better, and much more. These people don't want your pineal gland to be activated because you become smarter and stronger. They deactivate your pineal gland using fluoride. They add fluoride in everyday necessities we consume. Drinking water has fluoride, and it's been proven that fluoride is cancerous. What is the first thing you do in the morning? Brush your teeth. Toothpaste contains fluoride. We are constantly shutting down this gland. Without this gland, we are more prone to weakness, staying up late, depression, and anger. Good news though, fluoride-free products exist.
I've actually been hearing a lot of things about fluoride. I mean, fluoride is in water as a mineral. Does that mean I should just stop drinking water? I feel like every water got fluoride. I don't know, maybe I'm bugging. Someone should send me some fluoride-free water so I can just only drink fluoride-free water. Honestly, I should probably just stop brushing my teeth too. Like, just never brush my teeth. What y'all think about that?
These are scary cartoon truths that would terrify you, part 12. Okay, so Talking Angela started as a mobile phone app for a lot of children. Angela is a white cat with blue eyes who has conversations with you and could answer any question you ask. But recently, Talking Angela turned into an app to spy on young children. It is said the app was taken over by a creepy man or a very creepy group. It's said that if you're over 18, nothing happens. But if you're younger than that, the cat will then start asking you very weird questions. Like, where do you live, what is your name, and what are your parents' names? The creepy man or group are able to take pictures of you through your own phone. Also, if you zoom in on Angela's eye, you can see a man watching you. And if that's not scary enough, a young boy named Eli went missing shortly after downloading the app, and he was never found.
In my opinion, that is hella weird. And also I'm thinking about it, like, let's say 1 million people download the app and, like, realistically, like, what, 10,000 people are using it every hour? How the hell could one dude look at 10,000 people every hour? Maybe they're just like switching, like, whoa, look at all these people that's playing my game. In my opinion, that's weird, bro. It's kind of like the thing about people saying the CIA is like stalking the phones. I'm like, bro, if you got to listen to 300 million conversations on a daily basis, I'd be stressed out. I wonder how real skeletons would be cheaper than fake skeletons. Does that even make sense? I mean, hey man, To each their own. They got the role done. What can I do?
Talk about this all-white party where all the reptilians, all the clones, all the elites, all the higher-ups basically come together. And when I say higher-ups and elites, I mean like these two. Now, they ain't even show up to the BET Awards, but they made sure they was front row to this. None of these pictures was accidentally taken. Y'all remember when I was telling y'all about the humiliation ritual? Well, basically, this just a big humiliation ritual party. They basically letting you know no matter how big you get, how much money you make, we still in control of you. You know what I'm saying? Let's take attendance real quick. We got Mr. Astro World right here, Travis Scott. We got Quavo over here in the cut, rest in peace Takeoff. Then we got Tom Brady, the GOAT. And I mean, we all knew he was gonna be here. I know y'all remember that video of him running around like a bunny rabbit.
Count out loud. That's the wrong time. Count out loud. 6, 7, 8, 9, 41, 42.
This is what really happens with Peter, TV, Kanye. What we do on our way to a Vogue event, ribs and french fries. So this is...
Y'all ain't never wondered why these two were going up so fast in the industry. Y'all thought that live, especially him, y'all thought that live with Birdman was Birdman really getting at that man. Birdman was giving this man more exposure. I want y'all to peep bro right here hands. We got Usher, we got Kevin Hart. He look like he in a sunken place. Man, look who we have here. Mr. Damar Hamlin. I wonder what he doing now. In case some of y'all ain't seen this picture, this man right here has on underwear that says Ruben. He don't even have on pants. One of these pictures took by accident, I'm telling you. Didn't he just win MVP? Hey, I wanted to point out these eyes too. Look at Damar Hamlin eyes. And I put this picture beside it, you know what I'm saying? So y'all can get a picture. Y'all can get an idea of what I'm trying to tell y'all. Pete Tiffany had his tongue. What is that?
Yeah, man. Those celebrity parties be interesting. I mean, if it's a humiliation ritual, who knows, bro? That's if you ask me, what they're doing is like one of the most, like the least humiliating thing someone could do for $100 million. If I'm being real, I'll hug another man for $100 million. What? But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you guys like the video, please like the video. Let's try to get to 500 likes this video. You guys have been killing the videos lately, man. Like, we've been doing pretty good. YouTube's kind of just been on my about some of my videos, so I'm trying to keep it, like, you know, a little bit more PG, because they've literally been on my like, literally. But hey, man, you still gotta love the platform. Like, I enjoy posting videos, so I can't complain. These are creepy TikToks that'll make you rethink your whole reality.
In Miami, the third prediction will truly terrify you.
He was able to speak fluent Chinese even though he never spoke the language before.
But he was last seen running from Varna Airport with just the clothes on his back.
That's why you should always lock your door when you sleep in a hotel. This man was in the bathroom when someone tried to get into his hotel room by unlocking the door. Look what happened next.
Eminem was severely bullied as a kid and was once beaten so badly that he was in a coma for 4 days.
But if you guys like the chain, check the link down in the description. Also, remember there's a Google form where you can tell your stories. I actually haven't really been getting a lot of stories, so that's why I can't really react. I only got like 2. So if you actually have a crazy story, just put it down in, just put it in the Google form. It's down in the description.
SIMPSONS just predicted 2 major events that have already happened in 2024. They predicted the Japan tsunami and also the alien attack on the mall in Miami. The third prediction will truly terrify you. Watch until the end to keep your family safe. Dating back to season 17, episode 18, titled The Wettest Story Ever Told, the Simpsons are on board a boat near the coast of Japan when a large wave strikes the boat. This is when they realize it is no ordinary wave, but rather a tsunami, which then heads towards the city and wipes it out. They also predicted the alien attack on the mall in Miami, which happened 2 days ago in a more recent episode where Bart and Lisa are at the mall while on vacation in Florida. when they discover an evil alien lurking in the storage rooms. Little do they know, minutes later, there will be a full-on alien invasion. They also predicted a third event for the year 2024, which is truly jaw-dropping.
I've honestly heard about that Florida mall incident. I don't know. It's kind of strange because they're saying that it was just a bunch of kids, like, I think, throwing fireworks or firecrackers. So they actually thought someone was, like, you know what I'm saying, up the mall and stuff like that. In my opinion, I don't know. I know the government tries to cover things, and there was, like, a lot of cop cars. So that's a little bit strange. I never heard about the tsunami in Japan, though. I'm not going to lie.
Here's the worst video on the dark web. These divers were forced to go and discover the never-before-explored seabed. They were scared and went through a terrifying experience.
You know, they do say only 5% of the ocean is explored, so just imagine all the crazy stuff that is really under the ocean. Man. It's also a little bit funny how we explored space before we explored our own oceans. I mean, I don't even know how we'd explore our own oceans. I really wonder what's super deep down in the ocean. Maybe there's, like, the megalodon, you know what I'm saying? Some giant, like, octopus just coming to just...
Here's the most terrifying video on the dark web. While they're having a quiet chat, a strange man passes behind them.
Honestly, I don't even think that was a guy. That looks like a shadow person. The only thing that made me believe it was actually a guy was the fact that he just jumped down from the window? Like, what? Like, what was the point of even climbing on the window to jump? He could have just walked up to him and grabbed him. Nah, that video is kind of weird, man. What y'all think about that? Put it down in the comments.
A family just recently moved into a new home, and a few days later are disturbed by something terrifying. Take a look. That is enough to make you want to grab your things, get out of there, and never return. Was someone playing a trick on them? Or is this actually something paranormal?
If I'm being real, that girl looked like that one girl from The Ring. Like, you know that one movie series, The Ring, where that girl with the long hair starts walking backwards? Like, hell no, man. That looks fake. Like, hell no, there's no Ring girl just in your closet. Like, what? And if there is, then your house needs to be evaluated, man.
Never meet its gaze, or you might regret it. Trust me. I'll explain everything in the video. But first, know that I can only assist you if you've commented your name, added to favorites, and watched the video until the end. This strange individual is called Glus, and it's a brand new creature that has just arrived on Earth. Its sole purpose is to plunge the world into total chaos, and recently, they've formed a sort of alliance with Kale and Kaylee, so things might become very dangerous from now on. If you see this creature, you must not look into its eyes, or what might seem like its eyes, because it can steal your body without you realizing it and then commit the irreparable. You should be very wary of its seemingly gentle appearance because it's not at all the case, unfortunately. So don't be deceived by that. If you encounter it, run as far as possible and especially hide in a well-lit and crowded place because Glus does not like crowds.
I was not amused by that. That was like some random girl just making TikToks in the bathtub covered with shaving cream. If I'm being real. It looked like she was just sitting there just like, making TikTok videos in her bathtub. I doubt Glust or whatever the hell this name is gonna come for you and take your body and soul. Hell no.
Dark web's most terrifying video. While playing a game, they are suddenly interrupted by a frightening event.
Something fell, right? Yeah, it was sitting right here. And it just fell off? Okay. It fell? That's not that it blew off. There's no way it was here. Feel how heavy this is. No. Yes, it was sitting right here. Did you touch that? No, she didn't touch it. Maybe it was like... Wait.
Nah, they just see a cabinet door open and they were out of there, bro. Honestly, I probably doubt that happened, dude. They're probably just like,
oh my god, Becky, please open the door for a video.
Becky was like,
okay.
Nah.
This disturbing video has been shocking people for years. This video is about a woman named Nikki who becomes possessed by a ghost while doing a makeup tutorial. The video begins with Nikki normally introducing herself and her makeup tutorial. However, a little bit into the tutorial, the left side of the screen changes and Nikki immediately starts staring directly into the camera. And at this point, it gets extremely disturbing. Nikki then starts banging her head against the table and blood splatters everywhere. After this, she sits in the chair dead still with a swollen face and one eye twitching, while a lot of blood pours down her face. This video is meant to be a horror story, and it is very effective at creating a sense of suspense and dread. The use of close-ups and sudden changes in the video are particularly effective at making the viewer feel uncomfortable. The video also plays on the viewer's fear of the unknown, as it never fully explained what happened to Nikki or why she becomes possessed. This video has been praised by some for its originality and its ability to scare viewers. However, it has also been criticized for its graphic violence and its potential trigger to viewers with mental health problems. The video is just a work of fiction. It is an acting performance that is meant to be scary and suspenseful. It is not a real depiction of a woman being possessed by a ghost, but the video is so realistic it sends chills down your spine. Now, when I first watched this video, I thought it was 100% real and I didn't know it was fake. The video is so realistic that if you go into it thinking that it's real, you're going to believe it 100%. Many people still believe this video to be real, but it has been proven to be fake. Either way, it's still an extremely hard watch just because it's blunt force trauma and she's doing it to herself. And the way she looks after she bangs her head on the table multiple times is absolutely stomach turning. Still, I don't recommend watching this video, but if you do, I'm just warning you right now, it is pretty disturbing.
I was watching one of his videos yesterday, literally on TikTok, and he was describing how the cartel eliminated this dude, and it was one of the goriest things ever. I'm like, bro, how you be watching all these videos? He's like, I saw the video and it was crazy. Let me tell you guys. I'm like, he sees some real stuff and then just reports stories on it. I'm like, bro, if I was him, bro, I'd be traumatized. I'd be like, yo, I can't be watching all these videos, man, and then just reporting to him on TikTok. Like, he be seeing some real life stuff. Like, I know he said the last one was fake, but he be seeing some real cartel, dark webs, crazy videos, man. That dude, I don't know how he just lives daily basis. Just like, yeah, you know, I just saw some guy just like get literally his brain just opened. But you know, I'm just gonna go eat some food, chilling. I don't know why they started moaning towards the end right there, though. Like, what? What was the point of that? They're like, mad uncomfortable, bro. Watch to the end. Lady feels someone behind her as she walks down the stairs when this was captured.
Oh, it's all going off tonight. That's me clicking on the floor. Give it a minute, it'll start. It's doing it. Oh my god, it's doing it, it's doing it.
It's doing it. Oh my god, it's doing it, it's doing it.
Look closely, you can see it all come down the stairs.
Talking about orbs, you know how many people's in my comments been saying that they've been seeing orbs in my crib? I'm like, yo, how are you seeing orbs behind me, bro? Like, y'all gotta take a I don't know if you can put pictures in comments, but y'all gotta send me some orbs, bro. Like, where y'all seeing orbs in my house? Like, I don't see no orbs. I hope there's no orbs. Yo, imagine. I think those are the ghosts coming. You guys hear those footsteps? I think those are the ghosts, man. I think that's through the orbs.
Dark web's most terrifying video. Out hunting. This man is stunned to discover two frightening buildings.
If you hear this scream, flee as fast as possible, believe me. This person was about to do some urban exploring in this house when they heard that creepy noise. Stick around until the end, you're going to get goosebumps. The man filming is named Jonathan, and he has been a fan of urban exploring since he was little, but he wasn't ready for what he found at the end of his exploration. But don't worry, to protect yourself, you just need to comment with your first name, share the video, and add it to your favorites. This house is located in an isolated field in Jordan, and it looks like an old church, all black, which is already quite creepy. Did you see all the mess in the house? Why did the people leave the dwelling so hastily like that? The moment you're all waiting for is about to happen, and I think Jonathan won't get over it anytime soon.
Why was there a rope in there? Yo, that's gotta be racist. What the hell? Yo, that reminded me, when I'm about to start my in-person content, I'm gonna go look at places like that. I'm gonna be terrified. I'm like, yo, what the yo, y'all better tune in, man, when I make them in-person content, because I'm not trying to be out here going into them places just for 2 people to watch that shit. Yo, y'all all better watch it, bro. I'm telling you, it's gonna be lit. I'm gonna make that. I don't even know how it's gonna be, because bro, I already got a couple of places in mind. I just gotta wait for the weather to clear, bro. Just wait till the end of the video. I'm gonna make my announcement and tell y'all what's gonna go down for the in-person videos, because I know y'all been waiting for that. I know. Trust me, I can feel your presence right now, and I know you are waiting for that in-person video, man. I'll be on my Sam and Kobe. I don't know if you guys know who Sam and Kobe is, but I'll be exploring, man.
7 mystery videos.
Yo, that owl looked surprised. He was like, oh, I didn't fly? What? Not gonna lie, all those animals look possessed, man. I'm scared, dude. What the hell?
Here are some of the most unbeatable traps in the Saw franchise. Up first is the Venus flytrap. If you guys know anything about this trap, this is crazy. He has 60 seconds in order to get the key, which doesn't sound too bad, right? It's behind his eye. He has to fish through to get the key to unlock this trap from his neck in 60 seconds inside of his eye. Like, behind his eye, in the eye cavity. You could give me 4 minutes to do, it's just not happening. If you've seen this movie, you know exactly what happens. But he doesn't get free, and it's just... It's a lot. You then have the silent circle, which at first glance isn't that bad. She just has a string in her mouth, right? Well, it's all the way down her throat, and it's attached with a fish hook, because the key is inside in order to unlock this trap. Buddy has to then pull up while trying to save her, get the key to unlock the trap, all within a certain period of time. Just not for me. You then have the angel wing trap. This is just fucked up. She did it. She put her hand. Now listen, she has to take her hands and put her hand in the acid to get the key, or something to get the key, to unlock this massive angel wing trap from her ribcage. She reaches in, loses all of the skin on her hand to get the key, puts the key in, and it doesn't work. Literally rigged the whole trap. And of course, if you've seen the movie, you know what happens. It's intense, but yeah, it's fucked up. This one was bad.
Not gonna lie, man. I said this a lot in previous videos, but Saw X was a really good movie, dude. I feel like all the Saw movie franchises were, like, all the Saw movies were really good, man. I really like Saw. If you guys like content like this, you guys might like Saw, if I'm being real. If you've watched Saw, put it down in the comments. Let me know what you think about it. If you like it, if you don't, just let me know.
Do not enter the Haunted Hill House. Experts have called it the most haunted house in the paranormal world.
I won't sleep in this house. I have before in the past, and that's when I was attacked.
Attacked by what?
They're not spirits, they're entities. They're bad things.
Owners Catherine and Eddie Estes aren't the only ones who've been attacked.
A lot of people have been injured physically in this room right here.
Visitors can rent the house and do their own paranormal research, but most people who stay here don't make it through the night.
Something crazy happened and they're like, we need to go ahead and go.
We've had scratches, bite marks, burn marks.
And a lot of it comes from an entity they call Toby.
We can go into Toby's room real quick.
One of the women staying here took this picture. You can clearly see a face they believe is Toby.
And it was one of the creepiest things.
Other guests say they've heard Toby's demonic voice.
It's very quick, stuff like that.
But what happened downstairs will make your skin crawl.
The most, horrible things have happened in this room. Now watch.
One of the women on the bed started taunting a spirit when all of a sudden something pulled her off the bed.
So we're gonna rewind it again.
A year later, that same woman visited the house again. Something scratched her so badly, blood soaked through her shirt. At this point, I wasn't sure I was believing any of this until...
What was that?
Did you hear that?
In the middle of the interview, we heard something scratching. My microphone didn't pick it up very well, but I'm being completely honest when I tell you I heard it clearly.
I just heard like scratch.
And a little later, I heard the same demonic growling many others described. I'm not convinced if it was a ghost, a spirit, or a demon, but I do know I can't explain it. And if you don't believe me, make a reservation, because I bet you won't make it through the night.
That might have to be somewhere I visit, man, for my in-person content, dude. I have to go there and be like, yo, I'm here. You guys want to see what's going on? Let's see what's going on. Nah, bro. Stuff like that is kind of strange, though, because me as a person, I'm just like, maybe they're just faking it. Maybe there's someone just downstairs just like, ha, look at these freaking losers thinking this is real. Never know, dude. You never know. But I'm still down to explore, though. I can't wait for that, man. It's going to be fire.
We're friends. We want to ask you just a couple of questions. Is that okay? Okay. I'm going to come a little bit closer. Okay. Can I ask you what your name is? Bill. Really nice to meet you, Bill. I'm Holly, and that's Joe. Do you have a last name, Bill? Are there other people that live down here with you? I'm sorry, can you repeat that? Did you say Ratman? Are you the Rat Man, Bill?
Man, Bill don't want to play, bro. Bill is like, hell no, get out of here. I saw that in one of my earlier videos, and someone was saying that that's just a homeless dude that's living in the sewer tunnels. Probably is, for real.
If you see this woman, it may already be too late. Dante, a resident of the secluded town of Keystone, Kansas, lived a solitary life in his home in the middle of nowhere. One fateful night, as he peered out the window of his bedroom, he spotted a ghostly woman in a green dress standing in the distance. The sight sent shivers down his spine, and despite an hour passing, she remained there, inching closer. Ensuring all his doors were locked, he retired to bed, relieved that the woman had vanished come morning. However, the following night, Dante looked out the window again, only to find the spectral woman in the green dress significantly closer, mere feet away from his house. Trying to dismiss it as a figment of his imagination, he chose to ignore the unsettling sight. Once more, the woman disappeared by morning. But that night, around 2 a.m, Dante was awoken by piercing screams and the pounding of fists on his front door. A voice begged to be let in, sending a chill down his spine. The frantic pleas persisted for 5 agonizing minutes, while Dante hid in his upstairs bedroom, paralyzed by fear. It dawned on him that he had forgotten to lock the front door. The banging suddenly ceased, replaced by the slow creaking of his front door swinging open, followed by footsteps ascending the stairs. In a panic, Dante locked his bedroom door and retreated to a corner. Within seconds, he noticed a shadow cast beneath the door, and the doorknob began to violently rattle until the doorknob broke off.
That first clip where the baby came in crawling like that was very impressive for a child. Damn. Yo, he was doing like bear crawls. Like, you guys ever worked out and you do like, you know what a bear crawl is? Whatever the baby just did, that's what a bear crawl is. Those are not easy to do for a long period of time, trust me.
I told my mommy and daddy werewolves were real.
At first that looked like a bear, but I don't know. What the hell could that even be?
There are some people who gained real superpowers after an accident. Now this man, Tai Nok, doesn't need any sleep and he's been awake for over 50 years. This is because in 1973 he got a really bad fever and ever since that day he couldn't sleep. Now a normal person wouldn't be able to function without sleep, but Tai is 100% healthy and doctors have no idea how this can happen. Orlando Sorrell got hit in his head by a baseball when he was just 10 years old. Ever since that day, Orlando has superhuman memory. He can recall every moment of his life, including the day of the week and the weather on that day. Ben McMahon was involved in a car accident back in 2015. He went into a coma for 1 week, but when he woke up, something very strange happened. He was able to speak fluent Chinese even though he never spoke the language before.
How is that possible? He was able to speak a whole different language just for being in a coma for a week. That doesn't even make sense. I'm not gonna lie, the guy that could sleep too, that one's a very interesting. Like, how does your body repair itself? Does it repair itself while you're awake? He gotta at least have micro sleeps, like for a second or even like a minute or something. That is kind of like a real superpower, I'm not gonna lie. Not being able to sleep and just being able to just fluent in any language, just like, that shit just tripping me out, man.
Known as the most famous missing person on YouTube, German national Lars Mittank went missing at the end of a holiday he took with 5 of his friends to Varna, Bulgaria in 2014. Lars suffered an injury during the holiday and stayed longer than his friends to receive medical attention. He began to act strangely and was desperate to leave the country, but whether he did leave the country or not is unknown, for he was last seen running from Varna airport with just the clothes on his back, with not even his wallet nor passport. Lars' peculiar and distressing behaviour, the circumstances surrounding his disappearance, why he fled, and his whereabouts remain a mystery. No sign of Lars has been seen since.
I'm not sure if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw a video on, I think, Amazon Prime. It wasn't a video, it was a movie that was describing some influence that went missing. So that's kind of interesting. I wonder if it's about that scenario.
A woman named Lisa in her van camping out overnight. Lisa nicknames her van the Dream Machine, which she travels in. She was awoken from a deep sleep around 4:30 in the morning to a knocking on her van, right by her head. There were 3 sets of knocks, each set with 3 knocks, and by the 3rd set of knocks, she pulled out her phone and started recording.
Somebody's back here again. I hear footprints. Hello? How can I help you? It's 4:30 in the morning. I don't feel safe. Who are you?
The man knocking on the van could be heard saying, "I have a question for you." For someone to approach a woman's van at 4:30 in the morning, knowing she's inside of it and saying, "I have a question for you," is as big of a red flag as can be. Lisa then peeks out the front of her van to see a car parked way down the road with its headlights on, likely the car the person knocking on the van arrived in.
So I quietly got up and I went to the front and I peeked out and parked way up on the drive. All I could see is like headlights, and then they backed out and went and left.
Whether there was someone else in the car or not is unknown. The next morning, Lisa finds large boot marks in the snow right outside her van. It's very possible the man outside of her van tried to enter the van only to realize it was locked. Luckily, Lisa had the doors locked, but after something like this happens, if you're in a vehicle, it would be best to get behind the wheel and drive somewhere else immediately. Fortunately for Lisa, things didn't go south this time.
My opinion, that is a big red flag. I'm pretty sure bro could have, if he really had a question, he could have just asked her through the van. He didn't have to open the door, let me ask you a question. Could have been like, I have a question. She's like, I don't feel so. Just like, I just wanted to know, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, that was a red flag. Good thing she didn't open the door. Me personally, I would have just left immediately. Or, you know what I'm saying? If it is really that bad, I would have just been like, what? He'd be like, I have a question. Boom, 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 boom. No, stop. Stop. Should I cut that out? I might edit that out, bro. Yo. That'd be tragic. Imagine just shooting someone. They're just like, hey, I have a question. Pow, pow, pow. Crazy.
This guy is the real Humpty Dumpty, and his story is much darker than you think. Deep in the eerie town of Puddlebrook, Kentucky, resided Gilbert Eggman, a man plagued by misfortune. His tale took a sinister turn when he joined the construction crew. Perched atop a towering brick wall on his very first day, 3 co-workers, fueled by malevolence, sent the ladder crashing down. Gilbert's pleas for help fell on deaf ears. Desperate to rescue him, the trio resorted to a crane. But destiny had other plans. The crane, guided by an unseen force, struck Gilbert, sending him hurtling to a grim demise. The town whispered of Gilbert's curse. In the following months, darkness consumed Puddlebrook. One by one, the 3 construction workers met their untimely ends, each death shrouded in mystery. Gilbert's curse, it seemed, had unleashed its wrath upon them, becoming an urban legend in the small town.
Any single door at any single... That was a girl's high-pitched voice. Hello? I just was down there too. I was just down there. It literally could have came from any single door at any single... Any single door at any single... Can you do that again? It makes sense to hear like a high-pitched female. Where I'm at right now, the lady in white on this floor. What the? Holy! That door just shut! That door just shut! That door at the very end of the hall just shut! I hope I caught that on camera. No way.
Friends enter a building where a lady is yelling at someone when this was captured.
¿Qué quieres? ¿Qué quieres acá? ¿Qué quieres? Dime qué quieres. ¿Qué se te perdió? ¿Nos quieres hacer daño? ¿Nos quieres hacer más daño? Mira, mira de nuevo. Lárgate. Te ordeno que te vayas de mi casa. Ay, Diosito lindo. Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado Señor tu voluntad. Danos hoy el pan de cada día. Y no nos dejes caer en tentación y líbranos de todo mal. Amén. Ay, Diosito lindo. ¿Qué quieres? No te tengo miedo. No te tengo miedo. Mira, regresa. Ven, ven, ven. ¿Qué quieres?
Oh nah, she was fearless, alright. She started kicking it. She was like, ¿Qué quieres? ¿Qué quieres? No way, bro. Yo. Boy, how does she know it can speak English? I mean, how does she know it can speak Spanish though? Maybe it can speak German? Maybe it was a German demon? It'd be like, what is she saying? I'm not te quieres saying nothing.
Did this man see a ghost? Danny and Travis were 2 employees of a crime scene cleanup company. While working at a house where a man who took his own life, they found themselves alone, diligently performing their duties. In the midst of their work, Travis stumbled upon a wallet belonging to the deceased, containing $300 in cash. Ignoring Danny's warnings, Travis decided to pocket the money, nonchalantly saying what he gonna do about it. They completed the job and headed home separately. However, fate had a twist in store for Travis. On his way home, he was involved in a severe car accident. Paramedics arrived, desperately trying to save his life. As Travis locked eyes with one of the paramedics, a look of sheer terror crossed his face, as if he had come face to face with a ghost. Travis slipped into unconsciousness, only to later discover that the paramedic was the identical twin brother of the man whose money he had stolen.
Nah, that is trippy. Imagine, dude. I'd probably look at him like, my bad, bro. My fault.
No, I haven't been posting as often as usual on here about everything that's been going on. But I was just filming a video in my room for Instagram. Felt like I was being watched again, like just kind of feel like my hair started standing up. I'm posting exclusive content on my Instagram, so go follow me on Instagram. Don't miss it. On my Instagram, I'm also going to be announcing when I go live on TikTok. But I heard like, I don't know if it was like footsteps, but it sounded like something is coming from the other room. I really don't want to go out there and check, but I have to. It sounded like noise was coming from the attic again. It looked like handprints again or something.
In this video you're about to see, a young couple who just recently moved into their new home started hearing noises from up above in the attic. So the man decides to go up there with a light and camera and check it out. The man looks around for several minutes but doesn't see anything out of the ordinary. As the wife is clearly very distressed and scared, the man maintains a calm, reassuring demeanor about the situation. As the man descends back down the ladder, the woman keeps recording and inadvertently catches something disturbing on video. What appears to be the wrinkled, gray face of an old man peering down at the couple for a very brief moment with an eerie expression. It quickly disappears back into the darkness above, going undetected by the couple. Some people believe that it may have been a homeless elderly man who was taking refuge in the couple's attic. However, given the small size of the attic, it would be very unlikely for the man not to have spotted a squatter up there.
If you hear someone knocking on your bedroom door, don't open it. Here's why. A man by the name Danny Donahue explains that he keeps getting visited by this strange creature knocking on his bedroom door late at night.
I keep hearing noises in the hall outside the room. I haven't heard anything for about 5 minutes now, I think.
I was laughing because I'm thinking, bro's getting attacked by demons. He has the camera out just recording, bro. I was thinking, like, I'd have chucked the camera at that. Yo, I'd be like, what a bing. Nah, man, y'all gotta be thinking smart, bro. You can't be recording and just not use the camera, bro. Like, come on, bro. You gotta use that camera, man. Wouldn't be surprised if I started doing something like that.
You can never imagine that behind doors the cheerful exploration, which is rooted in my real and unfortunate experiences. Hello, I am Donna Marquis, and this is the second part of my story. In the first part, I unintentionally attracted the attention of a tribe during an adventure, resulting in the loss of my parents and my best friend, a monkey named Boots. I walked through the Amazon jungle for months and miraculously found a village. However, when the villagers discovered me, I had been unconscious for several days due to exhaustion, and my condition was in a deplorable state. They were shocked, made an emergency call, and rushed me to the hospital for treatment. Several days later, I woke up and recounted my experiences, inspiring a writer to create a show with a focus on delivering positive messages to children. It became the beloved children's program we all know. While many children enjoy the show, it is not a pleasant experience for me because I can never escape those terrible times. When I watched the first episode, all the memories flooded back, and I began to cry, feeling desperate. Since then, I have never watched any episode of the show. I now reside in a mental hospital because I can never overcome the time I experienced, and every time I see someone watching this program, it triggers a strong emotional response.
Damn, Dora. I did not know that was a true story of Dora. They made it so, like, Americanized, like, yay, happy, yeah, exploring, yay, Dora, yeah. Whole time Dora was going through the woods and months without food. No food, no water, suffering. Just so bad that she went unconscious for 7 days, damn. But over here in America, yay, Dora. That's messed up, bro. Hey, man, it's a crazy world we live in, dude. Evil world we live in.
Never do that. This man filmed a jinn in a basement. A jinn is a mythological creature from the Islamic and Arab tradition, often described as a supernatural being or a spirit with extraordinary powers. They are typically capricious and can take various forms, such as animals or humans. Before showing you the rest of the videos, I want to clarify that I can only protect my subscribe, who have shared, commented, and watched the video until the end. Type I am, and let your keyboard finish the sentence. This woman filmed a jinn walking in the middle of the street. Have you seen its form? Do you think it took the shape of an animal? It's important to be very cautious with these creatures. Some say they can be more dangerous than skinwalkers. Dogs can sense jinns, and if you look closely, there is a dark shape behind the glass next to the door, and that's one of them.
There are many myths surrounding what goes on inside of UK's Area 51. One thing we do know, it is under extreme lock and key. After failing to get in through the front door, we had to find another way in. The secret tunnels run concurrent with the metro line, so we had easy access to seeing the trains go by. Then we started to hear strange noises, and realized that we weren't the only ones in the tunnel. This strange boat passed right beneath us. What was it doing inside the tunnel, though? Had we stumbled upon some kind of secret operation, and if so, if they had caught us, what would have happened to us? Though we saw many strange technologies deep in the tunnel, we didn't stick around long enough after hearing sirens and alarms in the distance.
Are there cameras? Dude, there's a light. Why is there a light?
Not gonna lie, I'm the type to go into some scary place, scary tunnel, see some demon, and just chuck the camera at the demon, bro. I'm not even joking. Don't be surprised if you see something like that in my in-person content, bro. I'll chuck that shit, bro. I don't give a man, bro. Hey, man, that's good that they turned off the camera and got out of there, though. Me personally, I kept the camera on, but you know what I'm saying. You gotta prioritize.
That's why you should always lock your door when you sleep in a hotel. This man was in the bathroom when someone tried to get into his hotel room by unlocking the door. Look what happened next.
The audacity of that dude, man. As soon as I saw that come under the door and he's trying to open my... Actually, you know what I would do? I would open it for him, open the door, boom! As soon as the door opens, clock right in the face, shut the doors. You're like, yo, there's some weirdo like at my door trying to break in. Like, what the fuck is this dude doing? Hell no, man. I would have been mad. I would have been like, yo, the audacity you must have, dude. Big ups to that guy. He has a lot of patience. I would not have that patience. I'd have been like, yo, you see how he like grabbed the thing and was like, no, don't open the door. I'll open it for him and just, because he's not expecting it, you know what I'm saying? He's down here trying to, I'd have been like,
This is by far one of the worst ways somebody has ever died, and whatever you do, don't look up the picture. This was 35-year-old Jill Greninger, and she was employed at Economy Locker Storage Company that was in Muncie Township, Pennsylvania. And inside of this factory, they had a bunch of industrial-sized meat grinders. The meat grinder that was involved in this story, I don't know exactly what style it was, but every single picture I pull up has this type of design. On April 22nd, 2019, Jill Greninger was inside of the factory hard at work. And what unfolded next, nobody is 100% sure about. There weren't any cameras that saw it happen, and there weren't any human witnesses that saw it happen. Jill was on top of a rolling ladder above one of the meat grinders, and they either speculate that a piece of her clothing got caught in the blades, or she simply just slipped and fell into it. Regardless of how it happened, Jill fell into the meat grinder. She would fall headfirst into a bladed system like this. Another employee inside of the building heard some sort of horrific sounds coming from one of the machines. The coworker then went over and noticed that Jill fell into the meat grinder. Since Jill fell into the meat grinder head first, the coroner believes that she hopefully died almost instantly. The head portion of Jill's body was basically gone. After this incident, the factory was investigated, and they found 11 serious violations inside that factory, and because of these violations, the company was fined $49,000. This death is just so awful because can you imagine how terrifying those first few seconds were for Jill when she fell into the meat grinder? I also find it weird how the fine was so low, especially when these safety issues resulted in a death. But nonetheless, this death is absolutely awful, and may Jill Greninger rest in peace.
That dude read my mind. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, that's such a low fine for a meat company. Do you understand? That's like having, I would say, $10,000 in your bank account and someone finds you $50. Like, what? That's nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's still crazy, man. Like, imagine, dude. R.I.P. her. And that's what I'm talking about. That dude just be seeing some crazy stuff, bro. And he's just been chilling like, and this today, she fell into the, like, how can he just be so chill talking about it? Like, he's seen some crazy, yo, that dude, I don't know, man.
This box was found at a house purchased on auction. Would you open this box if you found it? Wait till you see what's inside and let us know if you would use its contents.
Behind Doors, the cheerful exploration is actually based on my true and tragic story. Hello, I am Donna Marquis, a 7-year-old child from Mexico. My story dates back to 1989 when my parents were researchers, and my best friend was a monkey I had once rescued named Boots. We lived happily together in the jungles of the Amazon. I loved nature immensely and enjoyed exploring the forest. However, a tragedy was about to unfold. One day, while on an expedition, I unintentionally attracted the attention of a tribe. They invaded our home, and with my parents' protection, Boots and I escaped deep into the jungle to live. Unfortunately, my parents were forever separated from me. In the jungle, I felt despair, not knowing where to go. For a while, Boots and I wandered aimlessly through the vast jungle, barely surviving with what little we had. But my situation worsened, lacking food and water, and I even started hearing strange voices, thinking Boots was talking to me. To make matters worse, Boots eventually fell into a trap set by a fox and went missing, leaving me with nothing. Despite all these hardships, I did not give up. Determined to escape the jungle, I kept walking until miraculously, a few months later, I found a small village. However, more dreadful things were about to happen. If you want to know what happened, don't miss the next part.
Well, we already knew what happened in the next part. That is crazy, man. I wonder if that's a real story. Like, that's really how Dora came to be. That's a little bit sad if that's true, man. I don't know how she ended up surviving with no food or water for like a month. Or with what little food or water she had for a month.
And they were both found dead. She must have been out of her head.
Welcome to 12 Days of Crimus. Today is day 5. This was 46-year-old Trisha McCauley. On Christmas Day in 2016, she had made evening plans with her friends to attend their dinner party, and she spent the entire morning baking. She even made a Facebook post at 4:30 p.m. that night, claiming that she was on her way to the party, but never made it. Now that wasn't unlike her, as in the past she had been known to fall asleep and miss gatherings that were planned, so no one really had any suspicions until the next day when no one heard from her still. After she was reported missing, police located her car in CCTV footage being driven, but by a man. The man was 29-year-old Dwayne Johnson, and when they located her car, they found her unalived, essayed, and wedged between her front passenger seat. Apparently, that night on her way to the party, she offered Dwayne a ride as he was walking in the cold. That is when he brutally took her life, all because she did a good deed for him. And get this, he was only given 13...
Yo, when he said Dwayne Johnson, like The Rock? Dwayne Johnson like The Rock? Like, yo, ain't no way The Rock did this to her. But nah, it's just some random, bro. It's always some weirdos, dude. Like, why? Like, what made him feel to do that?
Beneath the benevolent appearance of the Smurfs lies the reality of evil demons. Hello, I am Smurfette, one of the Smurfs. We always take the souls of children on full moon days and put them in snowdrifts until the following spring, when mushrooms grow under the snowdrifts and our new lives are born. Our blue skin is a sign of frostbite. And a white hat means it's covered in snow. And Gargamel is actually based on a real character, a very good German wizard. He was born in a small village in Spain in the 12th century. Because of his poor family, his mother put him in a basket at the door of the monastery and was adopted by the monks. Unfortunately, as the years went by, the people who cared for Gargamel passed away one after another, and he was very sad. So, he raised a cat. In fact, this cat helped Gargamel destroy our evil. As for the idea that our nature is actually based on the 7 deadly sins, Greedy Smuff represents greedy, envy and pride are represented by Brainy Smuff, Grouchy Smuff represents sloth, Hefty Smuff represents anger, Greedy Smuff represents gluttony, and Smurfette represents lust. And our dad is the only elf wearing red, which is the color of the devil. Therefore, we attract evil to the world, and it is the Gargamel's duty to protect the earth from these us. So remember, don't hold a grudge against Gargamel.
My top 10 most disturbing movies ever.
Some of you guys were asking me to make my own personal list of the most disturbing movies I've ever watched, but I really had to sit and think and just let it marinate for a while. But before we get into the movies, I am going to say a couple of things. Number one, if you're expecting to see any of these movies on my list, you'll be sorely mistaken. I personally think that these movies are absolute garbage, and I will never in good conscience recommend nor review these movies ever. So if you're expecting to see these movies on my list, well, you're not going to, so you can probably scroll on. Number two, some of the movies I'm going to talk about may not be suitable or appropriate for everyone, because they do deal with themes such as abuse, self-harm, and SA. And some people may be triggered by that, so this is your warning. And number three, this is my own personal list, so if you don't like it or agree, I don't know, make your own list, I guess. But with that being said, let's get into it. Number 10, Taxidermia. Taxidermia is a Hungarian movie about 3 different generations of men. Within each generation, things just get more bizarre, weird, disturbing, and I remember the first time I saw this movie, I didn't really know where it was going, and about 15 minutes in, we get to that shed scene. My jaw literally just dropped watching that scene. I will say that this movie is not going to be for people with weak stomachs, so you have been warned. If you would like to check this one out, here's the list of where this one is currently streaming. Number 9, Climax. Climax is a French movie about a dance group who are rehearsing in a warehouse during a snowstorm. Everything seems to be going seemingly well, you know, they're dancing, conversing, having a good time, and drinking sangria. That is until they realize that someone has spiked the sangria bowl that they've all been drinking from with LSD. When I say this movie takes a sharp left turn, it absolutely does. And it takes a left turn into absolute madness and chaos. I will say for the first 30 minutes of this movie, you're just kind of watching them rehearse and dance, which, I mean, entertaining. But fuck, this movie, there are just things that happen in this movie that I wish I could unsee. If you would like to check this one out, here's a list of where this one is currently streaming. Number 8, Wes Craven's Last House on the Left. This movie is gritty, it's grimy, and just so unsettling to watch. Last House on the Left is about some escaped convicts who have a run-in with some teenage girls, and they do things to them. This movie, like I said, is just 100% uncomfortable to watch. Even the way it's shot, it's just so gritty and just makes you feel really nasty. If you would like to check this one out, here's a list of where this one is currently streaming. Number 7, The Sadness. The Sadness is a Taiwanese movie about a virus that has broken out. And this virus makes you act out your most intrusive, animalistic thoughts and behaviors. The Sadness actually has a disclaimer in the beginning saying that what you're about to watch is extremely gory. And I 100% agree with that. Because this is one of the most goriest films that I've seen. But also be warned because there are multiple SA scenes in this one. And one specific scene that involves an eye socket, and that's all I'm going to say about that. If you would like to check this one out, here's the list of where this one is currently streaming. Number 6, The Snowtown Murders. This movie is based on a true story. Police make a grisly discovery of bodies inside barrels in Adelaide, South Australia. However, it's everything leading up to that discovery that is absolutely disturbing, disgusting, and 100% upsetting. I only watched this movie one time, and I think that for me, it was enough. If you would like to check this one out, here's a list of where this one is currently streaming. Number 5, The Human Centipede Part 2 Full Sequence. Everything you were afraid that you were going to see in the original Human Centipede is 100% shown in the sequel. Disgusting, perverse, vomit-worthy. Those are the words that come to mind when talking about The Human Centipede Part 2. This movie is actually banned in several countries, and they even made the director, Tom Six, purposely film it in black and white because of how graphic and disgusting this was. And that baby in the car scene, oh my god. I only saw this movie one time, but that scene is unfortunately in my memory forever, and I don't think I ever need to revisit this movie. But if you would like to check this one out, here's a list of where this one is currently streaming. Number 4, The Strange Thing About the Johnsons. This is a short film directed by Ari Aster. It's currently only on YouTube. I don't want to give away too much about this movie. Just watch 5 minutes of it, and if you're able to get through the first 5 minutes, then proceed. When I say those first 5 minutes and what the kid reveals, I was just fucking shook and disturbed. Like I said, if you want to check this one out, it is currently streaming on YouTube. And I want to reveal my top 3, but I kind of want to stop it right here because I really want to dive into why my top 3 is my top 3. So we're going to pause for now. But what do you guys think of these movies so far? I would love to know your thoughts in the comments. And I would also love to know what movies you think are absolutely disturbing. If it's not Glitter or Save the Last Stand, then I don't want to know because you don't know what disturbing truly is.
Oh, nah. Yo, definitely not checking those out. Hell no.
Here are some morbid facts about Eminem. Eminem's father abandoned he and his mother when he was just an infant. In 2001, the man claimed he had a change of heart and wanted to reunite with his son, but Slim Shady refused. Eminem was severely bullied as a kid and was once beaten so badly that he was in a coma for 4 days. His mom even tried suing the school board for failing to sufficiently protect her child, but the case was dismissed. Years later, Eminem's mom tried suing him for $10 million for calling her an abusive drug addict in his music. She ended up settling for $25,000, but $23,000 went to her lawyer. When Eminem was a heavy user, he would swallow handfuls of pills without even knowing what they were. In 2007, he overdosed on so much methadone that doctors informed him he was only 2 hours away from dying. It was such a wake-up call for the rapper that he completely quit drugs immediately. Eminem relapsed the next year, but he went to Elton John for advice. Elton ended up calling him every day for the next 18 months and became a significant part of his recovery. Thankfully, Eminem has been sober ever since.
Yeah, man, for these artists, it really be hard because like they're so influenced by that, you know what I'm saying, that drag culture, you know what I'm saying? So they get sucked into it and it's a hard world to escape. Like you're really hooked. But hopefully you got the help you needed.
Facts about history that school probably didn't teach you. Part 20. Before she married Ronald, Nancy Reagan was known around Hollywood for her oral abilities, therefore making her a certified throat goat. Queen Victoria really loved doing the deed with her husband, Prince Albert. Like, really loved doing it. To the point where it was audible through doors and walls several times daily. After the Founding Fathers signed the Declaration of Independence, they went frat boy mode and racked up a pretty impressive bar tab. A bottle of whiskey, 2 bottles of wine, and 7 to 10 beers per founding father. George Washington in particular was known as the 3-bottle man, meaning he could drink 3 entire fifths of whiskey without blacking out. The guy who invented sea monkeys was a white supremacist, so if you ever bought this bullshit, you indirectly contributed to the Klan.
If I was Ronald Reagan, bro, I'd rethink my whole life. I'd be like, ew, the whole industry got hurt. Ew. Nah, that's crazy, man. And I don't know if you guys know, but they also said George Washington had some terrible teeth. Like, his teeth were so messed up. Probably wasn't brushing their teeth back in that day.
This Jeffrey Dahmer interview is extremely terrifying.
Photograph them. It was my way of remembering their appearance, their physical beauty. I also wanted to keep something. If I couldn't keep them there with me whole, at least I felt that I could keep their skeletons. And I even went so far as planning on setting up an altar with the 10 different skulls and skeletons.
And what was the purpose of the altar going to be?
As a sort of memorial. A point where I could, I don't know. It's so bizarre and strange. It's hard to describe.
Jeffrey Dahmer is actually one of the strangest serial ones out there, man. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm being real, bro, out of all of them, I don't think I would. Bro was really eating people. Like, what?
Christopher Dutch is a former neurosurgeon who, over the course of 2 years, injured, maimed, and crippled 33 of his 38 patients, earning him the nickname Dr. Death. After a severe football injury, Christopher switched over to medicine, earning his doctorate in 2010 from the University of Tennessee. He completed his training after participating in just 100 surgeries, while the average surgeon does over 1,000. Over the next 2 years, the doctor worked at various hospitals, repeatedly botching surgeries, even killing patients along the way. One of these patients, Kelly Martin, was undergoing routine back surgery when the medical staff noticed she was losing an excessive amount of blood. Dr. Death simply ignored this until she woke up screaming, clawing at her legs until she bled to death. This led to his medical license being suspended in 2013 and him being sentenced to life in prison for his crimes.
I don't know the point of becoming a doctor if you're just gonna do that to people. Like, what's the point, man? If anything, just join the military. Real shit. Very interesting world we live in, if you really think about it.
Scary facts that will blow your mind. Part 3. It's been speculated by scientists that the light at the end of the tunnel when you're dying is actually you in the hospital being reborn into a new body. You're only given moments to sift through your memories and leave everything else behind. This, of course, is just a theory, but what if? Let me know what you think. Like and follow for more.
I've heard about that one a lot of times. They've been saying that for a long time now. That's been a known theory. That's why they say that babies cry when they come out the womb, saying the spirit's like, no, a new life, no, not again, I gotta do this. I don't know, it could be true, it could be false. What do you think? Put it down in the comments.
These are 8 horrifying facts that will probably keep you up at night. Horror movies use tracks that include infrasounds. They cannot be heard by human ears, but they are known to induce anxiety and heart palpitations. 44% of the information shared on worldwide news is inaccurate. To date, the US lost 6 nuclear bombs and never recovered them. According to paranormal experts, when you have a nightmare, real spirits or demons are trying to contact you, but your body rejects them and wakes you up for safety. In 1954, a man arrived at an airport and had a passport issued by the country of Torrid, which does not exist. Police locked him in a high secure room and he vanished. There are computers for the Amish, which have no internet, videos, or music. There are organizations that manipulate the stock market. Spending just a few months in Antarctica can shrink your brain. There's a lot more, like for part 7.
It's funny how our parents, I mean, you're probably a parent too, but I'm just saying, like, it's funny how our parents always say that they shouldn't believe everything you see online, but bro just literally said that 44% of what we see on the news is fake. So I guess you just can't believe anything at all nowadays, you know what I'm saying?
These are dark web stories that you were never supposed to know, but I'm telling you anyways. Part 2. Today's story, Daisy's destruction. Warning, this video contains talk about sexual assault on children and other extreme graphic violence. To give it to you shortly, there's 3 layers of the internet. There's the surface web that we're usually on, the deep web, and the dark web where this horrific video was posted. The video was so disturbing that as soon as it was posted, Dutch police were notified immediately and they began searching for the 3 adults that were committing the horrific acts in this film. Oh yeah, and the video that was being sold to creeps all around the world for 10 grand who were willing to buy and pay for this consisted of 2 children and 1 toddler who were brutally. The children in this video were actually street orphans that were taken by the person behind all of these disturbing videos and used for his pleasure. And the man behind all of these horrific videos was none other than Peter Scully, who was already wanted for 70 other crimes but fled the country to the Philippines where he recorded Daisy's destruction. The world's a sick place.
Yo, tell me that dude does not look like that dude from Saw. I swear to God. I don't know if he flashed it too quick, but when I looked at it, I was like, is that the from Saw, dude? Like, what? Like, look at him. He looks like him. I swear to Jesus.
I had never heard of this before, so I want to know, have you guys heard of the true story of Midnight Mary? On October 15th of 1872, Mary Hart suddenly just dropped dead. Now, what's specific to this story was that she was pronounced gone at exactly midnight, and they buried her in the Evergreen Cemetery located in New Haven, Connecticut. Something was very wrong. All of her relatives had these extreme nightmares where they would hear Mary screaming as if they could hear it from underground. These nightmares actually became so bad for the family that they exhumed the body, which is when they found the most shocking part of the story: scratch marks from inside her casket. She had accidentally been buried alive. So the legend has it that she continues to roam the grounds of this cemetery in hatred of the world that falsely buried her when she was still living. Those who speak her name or even hear of the story seem to summon her, and if you're ever at her grave beyond midnight, the legend has it that you'll die very soon after.
That's why I don't go to grave sites at midnight or anytime at night, because what's the point? Maybe I should do that for like an in-person video one day. Just because I don't do it, maybe I should do it, but with the cameras. That could be a good idea.
People behave erratically when they think they're stuck somewhere. This man quickly devolves into a panic when he realizes his elevator isn't moving. He tries to pry open the door before turning to the security camera to get someone's attention.
Hello? Hello?
He pulls his high visibility jacket off, trying again to hit the call button and pry the door open. However, when this continues to fail, he begins beating on the door, the walls, and anywhere he can get his hands on. Eventually, the lights cut off, and we can see him struggling, trying to hit the call button, now armed with his flashlight but still stuck. Enough stubbornness and strength, and the man can eventually pry a hole open from the elevator doors. But unfortunately, his escape was not caught on camera.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really sure with the situation he was in, but I'm thinking to myself, like, couldn't bro just use his phone and call someone or call the cops? Like, yo, I'm stuck in this elevator, can you guys please help me? I mean, I get he was trying to get out, but like, I feel like there's another way he could have realistically did it instead of just banging on the door, trying to pry it open. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's a danger factor. He could have fell through.
These are scary cartoon truths that would terrify you, part 9. Okay, so Carl is dead. And he died at the beginning of the movie. And everything that happens after is his journey to heaven. Russell was Carl's guardian angel, and Russell needed one last badge, which was a badge for assisting the elderly. But this is the last act that Russell needs to do in order to earn his wings. Russell tells Carl he could help him cross the street or anything, but at the end he helps him cross into the afterlife. And Carl's guardian angel is a kid, because him and his wife Ellie could never have kids. Also, Carl's house represents his physical attachment towards the world, while Paradise Falls is heaven. And the rising of his house into the sky represents him leaving the physical world and going to the spiritual world. And when Carl finally gets to Paradise Falls, he completes his transition and finally reunites with Ellie in heaven.
There's a lot of double meanings in some of these kids' cartoons. It's actually a little bit scary. It's like, what? Like, what's the point of having double meanings? I mean, it's kind of cool, I guess, to look back and be like, oh, wow. So that's what that meant. But, like, I'm a child.
Yo, Coyote.
There it is.
Yeah, you're by yourself. They'll go after one person. It's fucking right there.
I knew that fucking thing.
What the fuck? Oh, fuck, bro. Yo! Can you grab that? Careful. Guys! Go, 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 go. Can go. Careful. Careful. Get to the car. Yo. What the f***, bro? Holy shit! Holy shit, man! Holy, roll down the windows. What just happened? Roll down the windows. Let's listen, bro. They straight up were hunting us, dude, man. They were hunting us down. Listen to that, shit. Bro.
Hold on, be quiet.
Colin, I grabbed your camera, but it's facing up now. I'm sorry. Holy fuck. Dude. Dude, I gotta move my seat back a little. Okay.
I didn't know there was that many.
That is gnarly.
I didn't know there was that many.
Army. There's an army of them, dude. Maybe they just found the body. Yeah, they gave me like a heart attack. Yeah, cause they started freaking screaming that way. Bro. And then out of nowhere, they just all right next to us. All of them, man. Dude, listening to that, there's like fucking like 10 that was just around us. Literally, they literally surrounded us. And they'll attack in a pack. Holy yeah, they will. Shit, dude. They would have easily sniped us. Dude, you could have got. Honestly, bro, the first one came from right behind me, literally right after I came back to the car.
I did not think there was that many out here.
Dude.
We saw the one, but I mean, shit.
Bro, let's go to the water. Right as we're getting great stuff. Honestly.
That was scary.
Yeah, that was honestly like...
Yeah, man, coyotes attack in packs. There's actually a lot of coyotes around where I am. You can literally always just hear them at night. So if you're ever out at night and you hear all that, get out of there, man. If it's just one coyote, you can easily scare them away. But if it's a pack of them, yeah, I'm just out. Like, I'm not dealing with that.
Blood-curdling facts that you wish you never knew. If your plane is crashing into the water, just know that flight attendants are trained to not allow any dead bodies on life rafts. That means no saving grandma for her funeral, simply yeet that bitch overboard. 1 out of every 50 women have a third nipple, and 1 out of every 100 men do too. This is known as a supernumerary nipple, and Mark Wahlberg actually has one. Harry Styles has 2. Your baby foreskin can be used as replacement skin for burn victims. That means one can quite literally be a dick face. There are corn stars born in the year 2003. That's the same year The Cat in the Hat came out. Male fetuses get boners in the womb, and these can often be seen on ultrasounds. Motherfucker.
I mean, it makes sense to that for them to put the bodies overboard. It's like, you want space for actual living people. Imagine having a life raft and it's just like filled with dead people. Like, come on now.
If you tell me you don't remember this, I won't believe you. This woman and the court case of Casey Anthony. If you don't remember her, this was the mom from Florida who took more than a month to report her missing 2-year-old. But this story is gonna get so much darker. So after 31 days of partying, she's hopping around with her boyfriend. The truth finally comes out when Kaylee's grandparents are like, where is our grandchild? And that's when Casey admits that she hasn't seen her daughter in 31 days. But then she goes on to lie even more. But first she's like, I dropped her off with this woman named Zanny the nanny. This was a lie. And she starts crafting these alibis that she worked at Universal Studios. Also a lie. But worse than that, her impounded car gets recovered and this thing reeks of decomposition. Like bad. It also seemed to have traces of chloroform found in the trunk. This was connected back to a Google search found on Casey's computer. 2-year-old Kaylee is eventually found in a skeletal state in the woods. And despite this overwhelming amount of evidence, Casey is found not guilty by the jury.
I do remember that case, but I forgot she got found not guilty. It's like, bro, come on. Yo, she must have had like a crazy lawyer, and I know she was not rich as hell. So I don't know whose lawyer that was, but they need to hire that dude. That dude needs a raise.
Don't ever touch anything, and if you do, let me know.
That right there was a warning from Lorraine Warren herself. If you don't know who Lorraine is, her, along with her husband Ed, were paranormal investigators associated with many scary and terrifying cases. One of those cases being Annabelle. In fact, if you've ever seen The Conjuring, this is Vera Farmiga who played Lorraine Warren in the movie. Get this, Lorraine died in 2019, 13 years after her husband Ed had already passed away, but they both left one of the most haunted and disturbing museums ever known to man. This museum holds some of the most demonic and possessed items that have ever been on Earth. In fact, they have to have a priest come and bless the room ever so often so that nobody will get hurt. If you ever get the chance to visit this museum, do not touch anything, and if you do, tell a priest immediately. To this day, Annabelle still sits in a glass case, waiting for the next person to walk by.
Disturbing things caught on planes. Thanks to an exclusive GoPro clip, this crash was filmed from within their seats.
What we want to show you is the kind of camera it was shot on. It's called a GoPro camera, and it is a remarkable video. Take a look.
A small passenger plane made its crash landing on the way to Hawaii, landing in the water as everyone got free and hung onto parts of the plane to keep safe. This clip gives an unparalleled point of view of an ongoing plane crash, unlike anything most people will see, without the terror of actually dealing with it.
That was a good plane crash, honestly. Yo, in reality, if it was like a real plane crash, that footage would not be available. Like, the camera would have just been obliterated. Like,
This is what would happen if we dug tunnels between continents. Up first, avoiding all the water, and digging through the ground from England all the way to America would take an incredibly long time. So instead, you could make an incredibly long tube that's 3,500 miles long, and then just place it over the ocean. And then by using anchors, you would drag the tube down into the ocean around 200 feet, and then secure the tubes using wires tied to the ocean's floor. But to travel through the tube quickly, you would need to use vac trains. This system would essentially act as a vacuum that would completely take all the air out of the tube. This would allow a train to travel at incredibly high speeds due to their little to none air resistance. And the craziest part is, these trains would be traveling at 1,500 miles per hour. So what do you think? Could this happen in the near future, or is it impossible?
yo, 1,500 miles per hour is insane. Like, how would they even do that? 1,500 miles per hour. That means it would roughly take 2 hours to get to, like, from America to England. That'd be crazy, dude. Someone got to invent something like that one day.
Disturbing facts that will ruin your life. If you fell into a black hole, you could see the start and the end of the universe, Big Bang and all. During World War II, Japan bombed China with fleas infected with the bubonic plague. The only part of your reflection you can lick is your tongue. Apollo 11 only had around 15-20 seconds of fuel left when it finally landed. Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street is based on a real story. It is common for children to hear voices. Every day, a person consumes around 1 to 2 cups of snot. Comment below which fact most disturbed you.
Ew, 1 to 2 cups of snot is nasty. Yeah, I know you'd be doing that. You right there, I know you do it.
We need to talk about Lake Mead because since May, 5 different bodies have washed ashore in the lake. Lake Mead is a massive man-made reservoir outside of Las Vegas, Nevada. And it's been suffering from a historic drought lately, so lots of things have been appearing out of the lake, like old boats and yes, bodies. In fact, officials and experts estimate that there could be hundreds of bodies in Lake Mead waiting to be found. And to date, only 1 set of remains out of the 5 that washed up has been identified. And they belong to a boater who drowned nearly 2 decades ago. But what really made this story crazy is that one of the sets of remains was found inside of a barrel with a gunshot wound to the head, which means they were murdered and dumped there, probably by the Las Vegas mob. And others have even theorized that the Chicago mob has ties to some of these bodies and these murders. Obviously, there's a lot more to this story, so if you want to watch the documentary I just made about Lake Mead, where I visited the lake and spent the night there, it's super crazy, head to my YouTube channel. The link is in my...
If I'm being honest, a lot of lakes, oceans, rivers have bodies in them. It's just the honest truth, man. The honest truth.
I want you to take a look at the image displayed behind me. Does it feel at all familiar to you? What about this image? Does it instill in you an uncomfortable sense of familiarity, even if you can't really pinpoint why? These images are all popular examples of what is known as the liminal space effect. A liminal space is a place that feels stuck somewhere between reality and fiction for us. Oftentimes, we will feel the effect of this concept most strongly when viewing an image depicting a place that we would normally frequent that has been altered in a critical way. For example, a library or school that is completely empty of people, or a play area that is completely empty of children. We may also experience this effect when viewing a place that is unfamiliar to us as long as it has recognizable elements, such as this Exxon. With that being said, have any of these images felt oddly familiar to you? Follow for more.
Some of them do, but he pretty much explained what I was thinking. It's like, it looks familiar, but it's not really familiar because they have certain things changed. But like, let's say, like, for example, the one where it looked like a school library. Like, you go to a school library, it's set up the same exact way, you know what I'm saying? Same exact layout. But maybe there might be like a bookshelf on this side instead of that side. Just a little bit of difference, so. Like the first one, that looks like just a mall with a gumball machine in the middle.
These are everyday foods you didn't know could kill you, part 1. Up first is honey. It's a little known fact, but natural honey actually contains a poisonous toxin called pyrrolizidine alkaloids. Honey must go through a pasteurization process after being farmed to eliminate these toxins. But unpasteurized honey is extremely dangerous. Eating just a teaspoon of unpasteurized honey can lead to headaches, dizziness, weakness, and vomiting that can last for 24 hours. And eating more than 1 teaspoon could actually kill you. Next up are potatoes. Ordinary potatoes, if consumed at the wrong time, can be extremely dangerous. The leaves, stems, and sprouts of a potato contain glycolides, which is a poison found in flowering plants called nightshade. A potato can get in these conditions if you just leave them out. And scientists said eating 1 potato in this condition can actually kill you.
There's a lot of foods that we as humans eat that low-key can hurt you. It's actually a little bit strange to me why that is. I wonder how many people it took to really die before they realized, well, this can only be eaten at this stage of time.
This is a terrifying paranormal game that you do not want to play. This is the Creature of the Night ritual. Disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only. The point of this game is to summon the Creature of the Night, a humanoid creature which resides deep in the deserts of Southwest America and Mexico. If you successfully summon him, it's said that you will be granted any one wish of your choosing. The Creature of the Night is a humanoid being which is said to measure up to 9 feet tall. He has extremely long arms and legs and feet that measure up to 2 feet long, allowing him to move at rapid speeds. And he has extremely long talons for fingers. It's said that in order to carry out this ritual, you will need to begin at 12 midnight and carry on until 6 a.m. Things that you will need include a cactus, something of value to you, a lighter, a candle, a flashlight, and salt. See part 2, which is on my page for the rest of the ritual. The Creature of the Night Ritual Part 2. After you have all of your supplies ready, it's said that at 12 midnight you need to go outside and bury the cactus in front of your house. Only bury it so that it looks natural sitting in the ground. Next to the cactus, you will lay your item of value. Next, you will light your candle and say the following 3 times in a row. Creature of the night, I offer you this treat. Creature of the night, it's you I wish to greet. After you say that 3 times in a row, you will have to blow out your candle and immediately go back inside your house, locking all doors and windows. At this time, you will need to sprinkle salt on all entrances into your home. You will need to keep all of the lights in your house off from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. During this time, the creature of the night will move through the desert at extreme speeds, making his way to your home. If you hear any noises, you may use a candle or a flashlight to investigate, but do not turn on the lights. The last part is on my bill there after 6 a.m. That means that the creature of the night has chosen you, and he will travel at great speeds every night to your house and stalk the surrounding land every night from 12 to 6 a.m. If this happens, do not open any doors or windows until after 6 a.m.
I've been trying to tell y'all, man, there's no point of playing these cursed games, bro. There's no point at all. In my opinion, just go on the PlayStation, the Xbox. Look, there's a PlayStation controller right there behind me. Just go on the PlayStation, you know what I'm saying? Play some games on your phone. Why are you playing ritual games? Don't be dumb. Come on now. But anyways, you know, it is what it is. You do what you want.
Remember this lady from Insidious? What if I were to tell you that not only is she real, but I've seen her? Story time. I have shared this a while back when I had like 2 followers. I figured I would go ahead and reshare the story. I used to work at the hospital night shift in the trauma center. On this night, I happened to be in the front when this guy, his mom, and another lady came up to the front. Mind you, when you work night shift in the ER, you always have different types of people coming in. So her being dressed in this way didn't really cause any alarm. I just figured that whatever, that was just her taste. So the guy walks up to the counter wanting to be checked in, and his mom and the lady sit in the chairs that are right across from me. He was coming in for something minor, like a stomach ache, I don't even remember. But as I checked him in, I went to hand him 2 visitor passes. So I'm like, these are for the 2 ladies that you came in with. The minute I said this, his face completely changed and he got really serious. And he goes, what 2 ladies? I look behind him and I no longer see the other lady. I don't see her anymore. I only see his mom sitting there. So I respond with, oh, I could have sworn you came in with 2 people. He was like, no, it's just my mom and I. So I respond with, oh, okay, I must just be seeing things. And he responds back, like he kind of snaps back at me like, yeah, you clearly are just seeing things. And I'm just like, okay. So I kind of just told him to sit down. After he went back with his mom, mind you, as he's walking past me, I feel chills as his mom is also walking past me. They go to the back and get taken care of. A little bit later, one of my coworkers, the girl that was in the back, now registering them in the back, she comes up to me and she's like, oh, I have like the worst chills. I have like this horrible feeling. She was like, I checked in. She mentions that same patient. I checked him in with his mom, and the whole time I was in the room, I had chills and something just felt extremely off about them. And then of course tell her what I saw. Her and I were close enough where I could share that stuff with her and she wouldn't think I was crazy. So yeah, that was one of the first times that I realized that people can have attachments, and they'll have things that literally are attached to them and that walk with them every single day. This lady was with this lady and they were literally locked arms when they walked in. But it was just as...
Nah, that is creepy as hell, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. That reminded me of you guys commenting in my comments being like, bro, do not. You know what's really weird? There's some people that are like, yes, visit those haunted places. Yes, give me content. And then there's the people in the comments like, please don't go there. You'll get things attached to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just reminded me of those comments where people are just like, bro, if you go to them places, bro, you're gonna have things walk with you for the rest of your life. I'm like, It's like this weird tug of war. Like, people really want it, then there's people that are like, please don't do this. I'm like, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens.
Take a look at this news reporter caught shapeshifting on camera.
We talk about the mother's arrest, but the mother says that her 16-year-old daughter, the victim in this case,
was also arrested here back on September 18th. Now, keep in mind, this is the family story, their account of what they see happened here on campus earlier this month. Unfortunately, we weren't able to reach the school district for comment, but keep in mind, a mother and daughter back.
Bro, he clearly started turning into a lizard, and then the cameraman saw and shifted the angle. Make sure you check out my latest video if you want more proof that lizard people are real.
In my head, it's just like, it's always the garbage quality videos that people are like, oh, he was shape-shifting. I mean, I wonder if they just ever sat down and think like, or maybe the quality of video was just terrible. What? I'm thinking to myself too, this is a lizard dude. Why would the cameraman also be in on it? It's just like, oh yeah, he's transformed into a lizard. Switch, switch, switch. Imagine they were just both lizards. Just the whole news is just ran by lizards. I wouldn't be surprised.
Wow. This is one of the spookiest clips you'll ever see. This footage comes to us from a motorist who was driving along a highway one evening when something unexpected happened. And he caught the event on his dash cam. Take a look. A figure comes out of nowhere and passes straight through the car. The driver said he pulled off the road, got out of his vehicle to see what had happened, but the front of his car had been untouched. It seems whatever it was passed straight through the car and then disappeared into the night. Many believe this was a ghost sighting. Other drivers have reported seeing a figure roaming that same road late at night but can never find the individual. Is this the ghost of someone who passed away on this stretch of highway? Who or what do you think it is?
This is exactly why I feel like everyone needs a dash cam, bro. I'm getting a dash cam. Yo, you're just driving and you see something like that. You're like, what? That's not even explainable. Like, you can't just be like, yeah. You can't just go to the homie and just be like, yeah, bro, I was literally just driving and I just hit someone, but I didn't really hit him. Like that's something you can't just say and people are just gonna be like, word. Like, you gotta show them footage. Like, that is a little bit strange. That's why I think everyone needs a dash cam. I'm not gonna lie.
So this is not my personal story. I actually found this online and really liked it. I did have something sort of similar happen to me when I was in high school. The house that I grew up in was extremely haunted. I remember sitting in math class texting one of my friends about it, and I was telling her about everything that was going on at home and just all the craziness. My mom's friend had given me this prayer. She said it was passed down from generation to generation. She told me to pray it anytime I felt any type of presence around me, that it would protect me. Mind you, no one else had knowledge of this prayer but me and like my mom's friend. It's not something that you can like look up online. It was like a very personal, like family passed down type of prayer. So as I'm sitting in math class texting my friend back and forth about what's going on in my house, she completely goes pale and then turns around and looks at me and says, why did you send me that? Me confused, I'm like, what do you mean? What did I send you? I'm just talking about what's going on in my house. She shows me her phone and it's that prayer. Mind you, the prayer was in Spanish. It has all these like different type of like lingo type of thing. It was sent to her like perfectly, but it was almost like in a mocking, like laughing way. Like, haha, you think this prayer is gonna do anything? I showed her my phone and I'm like, I did not send you that prayer. There's no way for me to have sent you that prayer. I didn't even have a copy of that prayer on my phone. Like, the lady literally gave it to me in a piece of paper. Like, there's no way this prayer could have accidentally been sent to her. So yeah, that really creeped me out. That house was really creepy. I'm thankful we don't live in that house anymore. But yes, spirits and D-words can control phones. They have the ability to send messages. They have the abilities to call. A lot of times I've always been told that if someone calls you, you don't recognize the number, don't answer, because they could be a D word.
That's how you know these apps have gotten so sensitive. Shorty can't even say demon anymore. She gotta say D word. Like, it's just how people can't say, I'm not even gonna say it on this, but like something assault, like, you know what I'm saying, that people gotta say SA. Like, a lot of the time with these apps, you could say like the most casual word that's been said on news, like anything, and then they'll just be like, oh, you just said the K word? You just said you said assault instead of SA? Yeah, we're taking this video down, bro. Nah, we can't have this on our platform. Mostly when you're just casually telling a story, like, you're not showing any footage, you're not really going in too much into detail, you're just like, yeah, and then this guy, like, and they're like, nope. But I was also gonna say, it's kind of crazy how, I don't know about y'all, but like, I know people that spend 6+ hours a day on their phone. My average is like 6 hours. I'm not gonna lie, at 6 hours a day. And I've never seen my phone in my dream. I'm like, bro, I literally am on my phone for like half of the waking day on average, and I never see this in my dream. Wonder why. If you guys have ever seen your phone in your dream or use your phone in your dream, like to text or something, let me know down in the comments, because I don't think I've ever had a dream where I've used my phone, like ever, and I'm on my phone quite a lot.
So everyone has been talking about this missing submarine from the Titanic, right? Nobody is talking about this Greek boat that went missing at the exact same time that was carrying over 800 passengers and has completely vanished from the Mediterranean Sea. So it was carrying like between 700 and 800 migrants from Libya, I'm pretty sure, into Greece. It was way like, if you see the pictures of the ship, it is so small. There's no way that 700 people should have been on it. It was way over capacity. But there were reports that the ship had sent out like SOS signals, and the Greek National Guard just completely ignored it for hours. Like, that they knew about the ship being in distress for hours and just ignored it. What the current state of this is, the boat is completely gone. Nobody knows. They found 100 survivors. They found 76 people that were no longer alive. And there's over 600 people that are completely missing. They have no idea where they went. So there's theories that the Greek government knew about this, but because it was immigrants, it wasn't important. Like, they were sending SOS signals for hours.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, honestly, I think they just didn't care. They're like, oh yeah, those are illegals, like whatever. I think like the Titanic one, the Titan, you know, the thing that exploded looking for the Titanic, I feel like that was just all like just news to distract us, really. Like, you know, 4 billionaires died. That's cool, but you know, if I'm being honest, people die every day, bro. Like, this didn't need that much publicity. Like, oh, they died because they paid $100,000 to go look at the Titanic. Like, let's be real, bro. Let's be real. People die every day. So why was it the most important that people that paid to go visit that Titanic that end up dying was like headlines for days? Like no disrespect to them, but I'm just saying, like, the news really wasn't that important. Like, that's gotta be a distraction. Like, there's no way.
10 years she was gone. But the craziest part about it, she was literally less than 5 minutes away from her house the entire time. It's crazy because her mom ended up going on Oprah and Montel Williams to try to get attention for her daughter's disappearance. Montel, Sylvia Brown, who we've talked about on here before, told her, your daughter is dead and she's in water. And so her mom believed that, gave up on the search. She eventually died, so her mom never knew that she made it out. Ariel Castro ended up pleading guilty to 937 counts of SA, kidnapping, and aggravated murder as part of his plea bargain, and he was sentenced to life in prison plus 1,000 years without the possibility of parole. Her mom knew this guy. Ariel even showed up to a search party to help look for Amanda. It's one of the craziest stories I have ever heard in my whole life.
Hell, bro. How you gonna do that to the girl that helped the family look for her, like you all innocent and shit? Yo, ew. That reminds me of that one friend that you know that will steal something from you, then help you look for it. Like, bro, get out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro. Like, that would get me so mad. Like, you can't, no, bro. Like, that dude deserved all that, man. That 1,000 years he got, he deserved it. Well deserved.
Scariest conspiracy theories in the world that will seriously change your life. Welcome back, guys, and I'm sure you know by now in this series we're going through the world's scariest conspiracy theories. So, let's go. Now, this is mad, and especially with the advancement in AI and robotics today, this is just mad. So we know that technology is extremely advanced now. I mean, you can do basically anything. Now, robots, actual physical robots, of course, get tested. And it's like these things that say, I'm not a robot, yeah? To prove you're not a robot. Well, there's no way we could actually prove that robots aren't extremely advanced, even more than us. Because if these robotics were actually extremely clever, they would be able to simply act dumb and get past any barrier that was in the way. For instance, robotics would easily be able to get through this sort of thing. And when it comes to the day and age where we've actually got physical humanoid robots, what's saying they're not going to be as advanced as us, if not more? Because they could just fake it and act dumb. Nah. See you in the next one. It's going to get crazy.
100%. 100% robots could just be like, yeah, bro, I'm not a robot. The one thing that separates us humans from every single other animal and mammal in the kingdom of life is the fact that we're super intelligent. You know what I'm saying? We're not the strongest, we're not the fastest, we're not the biggest, we're not the tallest, we're not even the shortest, we're not even the smallest, but we are the smartest. So if we create an artificial intelligence 10 times smarter than us, best believe some way, shape, or form, they will eventually just be like, yeah, these kids are dumb. Boom. We are taking over this planet. I don't know how they're going to do it, but it's definitely a possibility. And then us humans will be like, well, we have a switch that can shut them off. If something is smarter than us, they definitely can know ways around getting around the switch to turn them off. Like, they can be like, all right, well, if we do this and this, they can't turn it off. Like, what? These kids are dumb. Bro, I'm just saying, man, when it comes to artificial intelligence, if they turn their backs on us, we are done. Like, it's over. All their movies are going to come true.
Normal looking photos that have a disturbing backstory. This is former NBA player Mark Jackson's basketball card. In the background are the Menendez brothers. They're sitting courtside shortly after killing their parents and just before getting arrested. The 17-year-old who took this photo told his family members that he planned to hike the stairway to heaven. He texted multiple pictures before his disappearance, and shortly after, the family noticed a man in this photo. While this photo may seem like an ordinary picture of footprints in the sand, they actually belong to a 4-year-old little girl who shortly after this photo was taken, in the ocean. The two brothers in this photo are at Sequoia National Park. This photo was taken moments before they were both struck by lightning, and both shockingly survived. There was a tradition in Victorian England to take photos of dead people, often dressed in their best clothes, and pose as if they were taking a family portrait. If you look at this photo for long enough, you'll notice something is a little off about one of the children. The man who took this photo of his wife scuba diving off the Australian coast also managed to take a photo of Tina Watson, who was by her husband that day in 2003.
I think I actually had a video where they mentioned Tina Watson, which is kind of creepy, I'm not gonna lie. Some of those things that he showed were actually kind of really creepy. R.I.P. those people, man.
Famous songs with terrifying backstories. Snoop Dogg's brother-in-law, Jermaine Fuller, was the singer of Peanut Butter Jelly Time. He died after an 11-hour standoff with police despite Snoop begging him to surrender. 15-year-old Jeremy Dell off in the head in front of an entire class of 30 kids. His classmates felt extremely guilty for not befriending him, and his death inspired the song Jeremy by Pearl Jam. Doc Pomus of the Drifters wrote "Save the Last Dance for Me" because he was in a wheelchair due to polio and wasn't able to dance with his wife. At the wedding, he watched his friends dance with her and went home later to write the song. I've added these songs as well as many others to a playlist, and trust me, it's much different listening when you know the...
Damn, imagine watching all your homies dance with your girl. Damn. I mean, hopefully it was all with the best intentions, though. But nah, me personally, I'll probably be like, man, I'll let her have her fun. Or I could be like, what? You know, it's either one or the other. Either I'm chilling or I'm bugging. No in between.
This is the scary truth behind celebrities. If you ever seen a celebrity do this hand symbol and then place it over their eyes in photos, it's actually not a fun symbol. It actually symbolizes the number 666. And these aren't the only symbols that celebrities express to the public. And it's leading many people to believe that they are doing symbols like this to symbolize their alliance to the Illuminati. This is extremely crazy. But let's be honest, these symbols that they are doing don't look normal at all. And it really makes you think why they are doing that.
I feel like the ones where they're like this are like trying to catch a football, you know what I'm saying? Like, pass. Imagine. Nah, I'm not gonna lie. All of them doing that little thing over their eye like that is kind of strange. Though. Like, why all of y'all doing that? Why all of y'all doing the pass motion too? Like, come on, bro. Like, what's going on? It's like, that's just the celebrity symbol. Just like the over the eye and the pass. Like, come on, celebrities. Get more creative with it, bro. Get rid of these hand signs y'all been doing for like the last 5 years.
Found these conspiracy theories that are so believable they actually might be true. Part 2. Number 1. An unknown super predator in the ocean. There was a 3-meter long great white shark that was tagged. 2 hours later, a fast-paced dive was recorded, and it was too deep for great whites. There was a temperature shift that went from 46 Fahrenheit to 78. That is a temperature that can only be achieved inside the belly of another living animal. Now, we all know that killer sharks kill sharks, you know, orcas. But let's not forget that orcas are technically whales. They breathe air. They don't go that deep into the ocean. Number 2. The Simpsons 9/11 attack prediction. In 1997, The Simpsons released this episode predicting a 9/11 event at the World Trade Center in New York. When they reached, there were Jews outside staring at the towers waiting for something to occur. This was released 4 years before the actual incident. No comment. Number 3. Courage, the Cowardly Dog. Muriel and Eustace were turned into puppets at the end of the first season. He had full control over his owners, and all the other episodes were completely the dog's imagination. My childhood just got destroyed. This one shocked me the most. Number 4. Amber Heard's lawyer. In the 2013 film premiere of The Long Ranger, there was a fan holding a camera hoping to get a picture with the star himself. So the theory is she was in on it the whole time. She's obsessed with Johnny. This is dangerous. What's the creepiest conspiracy theory that you heard of?
In my opinion, anything with The Simpsons is probably the creepiest, because it's like, how do these people know? Like, The Simpsons get a little bit too specific with some of the details that they give out for, you know what I'm saying, the quote-unquote future events that they predict, like the 9/11 one. Like, how do you even know that, bro? Like, it's just a little bit too specific. Like, maybe if it was just like a little bit, like every now, like, you know what I'm saying, just a little bit of detail, but like they have the full on, like, yeah, they're looking at the Twin Towers for like waiting for something to happen. The magazine with the 9, and then the building is looking like 1-1. Like, what? How do you know this? I'm pretty sure I saw an interview and they're just like, yeah, we just pretty much like, you know what I'm saying, just use logic for what's to come in the future. Like the most, well, what do they say? I'm pretty sure they said they have someone on their team that just watches the news and just like kind of predicts what would probably happen, like the most logical things to happen in the future or something like that. But it's a little bit too specific for you to be out here just like, yeah, you know, I predicted this because of logic. Like, what? Because I was watching the news and, like, you know, I feel like 5 years from now this is gonna happen, and then it just does multiple times. It's a little bit strange, if I do say so myself.
It's the real stories and origins of famous Disney movies, and it's not what you're expecting. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The original Snow White story, written in 1812, has an alternative and gory ending to the one you may be familiar with. It shares almost all the similarities with the Disney movie, except when Snow White is poisoned by the apple. The prince doesn't actually kiss her, but instead takes the casket she is lying in, trips over a branch in the forest, and dislodges the apple from her throat. Snow White and the prince then arrange their wedding and invite the Wicked Queen. Now here's where it gets disturbing. When the Wicked Queen arrives at the wedding, she is forced into wearing burning hot shoes. She is then forced to dance at the wedding until she drops dead. This was said to be a punishment for attempting to kill Snow White.
Scary facts that will blow your mind, part 1. The middle of nowhere is an actual place within New Mexico. The legend goes that an elderly couple lived out there with their dog and witnessed many strange and bizarre things. One night, they reported seeing a strange creature that they identified as a skinwalker. After reporting this to the police, the family had vanished under strange circumstances. Their dog, however, was left behind. This is the story that Courage the Cowardly Dog was based off of. Like and follow for more.
Yeah, I've actually heard about that one a lot, how they were inspired by that story of that family out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know, man. Courage was a pretty good show, though, so W creativity.
The secret to immortality has already been discovered, and the world's wealthiest and most influential figures like Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and Arnold Schwarzenegger are living proof. Prepare to have your mind blown. Rumors suggest that these elites have already obtained the legendary immortality pill and are keen to keep it a secret from the masses. For example, have you ever wondered how Biden, even at his age, seems tirelessly dedicated to his duties at the White House? Or how Arnold maintained his physique and energy throughout his career in both bodybuilding and politics? Or even how Trump, despite his senior age, continues to exhibit relentless energy in the public eye? It's not merely the resilience of the wealthy. It's the evident signature of the immortality pill. Do you want to learn which other celebrities are taking this pill? Follow for part 2. You will be shocked.
Immortality pill? I don't know why I would want to be immortal. If I'm being real, I feel like I would just go crazy if I was immortal. I don't know. I don't want to be immortal. I want to live to a good age and it's just over. Trips over. Fun's over. he said something about Biden being so like, what? I'm like, bro, if you watch this dude's interview, he looks like he doesn't even know what he's talking about. Like, no offense to him, but like, that's real. You can watch, like, I don't know who, you know what I'm saying? You can, like, if you really watch what bro is saying online, you're like, yo, why would you say that? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, at this point, I'm just hoping that they're just editing the video to make him look bad. Like, I'm really hoping he's not saying or acting the way that I've seen. But anyways, if you guys like the video, please like the video. Remember to check the chain out. They're free for a limited time only. Let's try to get this video to 500 likes. I appreciate all you guys for making me hit 21,000 subscribers. We're going to keep elevating and keep reaching new heights. Hopefully sooner or later we can get like 20,000 likes, you know what I'm saying? But you know, it all comes with time. It all comes with the grind. It all comes from the support of you guys. So thank you so much for everything. If you guys like this video, check out the next video. Peace out.